Welcome to the Class A State Championship live on X-Sports Radio Network. JP Plant coming to you from Reese Smith Field on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University, where once again the Loretto Mustangs are back in the state championship. They'll take on a familiar foe in Columbia Academy here this morning in beautiful Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And let's get right down to the field where Stanley Wilson will be all day long. Stanley has a special guest. Good morning, Stanley.
Good morning, everybody. I'm glad to be here at MTSU on a Friday, and that's what we've been working for all week long. And I'm here with Brian True. He's the athletic director of Loretto and also in the board of control for Region 6. And congratulations, Coach. And you got to be proud of what's going on with Loretto athletics.
Oh, very tickled with what's going on. Of course, a state championship in basketball this year, and now playing for a state championship today. It's very nice to be a part of that.
Yeah, the boys have really showed out. I mean, they've won a state championship in baseball last year, or basketball, and now trying to get their third one here. So you got to like the future of Loretto athletics.
We do. We've really, with our male sports right now, it's excellent, and we're going to get better with our female sports. Saw a lot of good things this year with our female sports.
You're also on the board of control for the TSSAA. Tell us what's going on there with the private schools versus the public schools.
Well, really not anything new's going on, I don't think. I think finally we're getting what we asked for several years ago. We're finally separating all the private schools from the public situation. We just felt like that the private schools had a little advantage over what the public schools, when we talked about it in our meetings, I used Columbia Academy as an example, and nothing against Columbia Academy, because I mean they're doing what they need to do in order to get, first of all, students and then student athletes. But
that's who our opponent is today.
Right, that's who our opponent is today. But you know, that they're going to be with us through next year. And then they will split off to the private sector.
Well, I know that. I mean, I guess the big concern was the travel issues. A lot of the private schools were one of their objections of going out on their own, isn't it?
I think that's the biggest thing. But every day it seems like we're building schools in the state of Tennessee, and getting more and more schools and more private schools that are coming up. And just right there around Columbia, you know, we've added several schools in just the past 3 or 4 years. So I think travel won't be as bad, and right now their problem, and I see their thing and why they're wanting to move, is because they're having a hard time scheduling because some of the public schools don't want to play them. And I understand that, I guess, but, you know, when they're in the district, to me, we ought to play.
Well, it seems like it's going to kind of level out the playing field for everybody.
I think so. That way you can't go across county lines and so forth. Take a bus down to Giles County, take a bus to Lawrence County, take a bus to Hickman County, and pick up, and the opportunity is to pick up an athlete. You know, that doesn't mean they are picking up athletes from there, but you know, some of these kids don't go through grade school at Columbia Academy and stay there. You know, there are several on this team that do, but there are a few that probably have been brought in from other county places.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. Coach Brian True, for the athletic director of Loretto. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
All right, JP, we'll take a quick break. We'll send it back up to you, rather, and then we'll try to get a word with Coach Lamb. He's meeting the umpires right now at home plate.
Well, Stanley, we will do just that. Take a break here, live from Murfreesboro, and the TSSAA State Championship Class A. Once again, Loretto back in the championship game facing Columbia Academy. We'll take a break, be back to get pregame interviews and the first pitch. Loretto and CA for the Class A title. Back after this on the X-Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro Reese Smith Field, side of the Class A state championship game between Loretto and Columbia Academy. JP Plant, our resident coach, Jerome Gaines, up here in the booth. Down in the dugout, Stanley G. Wilson, where he is with head coach of the Loretto Mustangs, Gary Lamb.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on making it this far so far.
Appreciate it. We're happy to be here and very fortunate to be here. I think the guys played well enough yesterday, and we just hope to have some good energy today to take it the rest of the way.
You've already seen this team twice. What's your game plan for today?
Same thing we've been doing all year long with them is we just go out there. We got to watch the left-hander, Huey. He's got a good pitch, and we just got to sit on his fastball is the biggest thing, and stay away from his breaking pitches that are not in the zone. If we get the ones in the zone, take it where we need to there.
All right, good luck. See you at the celebration.
Thank you very much.
All right, Coach Gary Lamb, head coach, getting ready to play out here at MTSU.
All right, Stanley, thank you very much. Let's get to our starting lineups brought to you by For the Love of Kids. And let's see, Columbia Academy, the visitors, and Loretto, the home team. Stanley, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, there we go.
He
Leading
won the
on.
toss.
Yep, it's the first time all week. All right, for Columbia Academy, Matthew Petzelt, Andrew Logsden, and then William McCall playing short. Reagan Cheney is at first, hitting cleanup. Caleb Jeans is in right. Batting fifth, batting sixth is Blake Kincaid at third. On the mound today is William Huey, who had a no-hitter on Tuesday in their first outing this week. He's hitting seventh. Anthony Kentz is the DH, hitting eighth. And the left fielder, Spencer Fields, is batting ninth. For the Mustangs, the home team from Loretto, Ryan Weathers will be on the mound today. He is fresh as a daisy, as they say, Stanley. He is hitting and leading off first. Kendall Franklin in center, batting second. Jake Jackson behind the plate, hitting third. Blake Tidwell is your cleanup hitter, and he is at third today. Jacob Hallmark at short, batting fifth. Jason Sharpton is at second, hitting sixth. Evan Morgan batting seventh in left. The DH today, Walker Brown, is hitting eighth, and Jacob James is in right, hitting ninth. All right, Gunnar Dixon is at first base, and he will not be hitting.
Well, I talked to Ryan before the game, and he said that he slept well last night, and he's rested. I asked Jake Jackson, I said, you had to catch the first game and then pitch the second game and then come back to catching. I said, are you okay to go? And he said, I'm ready to go.
All right, it's time for our national anthem. We will carry this and have the first pitch in just a moment.
Let us rise as one nation and one people for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, our national anthem here at Reese Smith Junior Field on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University, where the Loretto Mustangs set to take on the Bulldogs from Columbia Academy. And Stanley, this is not the first time these two teams have met this season, and you talked with Coach Lamb about that, Coach Weathers as well. Give us a little report on the head-to-head competition.
Well, they played twice, and Loretto's beat them twice, 5-4. In the game that Ryan pitched, it was 5-1, but he told me that he pitched 6 innings, and that's when he had that sore hand that he got early in the season. So he's ready to go today and ready to get after him. Yeah,
no question. Of course, these two teams, no stranger. One of the better state tournament basketball games you'll see this year in the first round up here in Murfreesboro, just on the other side of Floyd Stadium, where Loretto and Columbia Academy had a classic on the hardwood, and they're set to do battle here on the diamond. We are so glad to be with you here this afternoon, or this morning still, as here on X-Sports Radio Network and our social media outlets on YouTube, and you can share those links. They're all available on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at X-Sports Radio. So we appreciate you tuning in. Let folks know where they can listen in to your local broadcast of your local team in X-Sports Nation. Well, Stanley, this is it's a good thing as I see some players getting pictures there with Coach Weathers. This is becoming old hat for X-Sports Nation teams up here in Murfreesboro.
Yeah, we kind of take it for granted, but this doesn't happen every year. It's happened 3 years in a row for Loretto. Before that, we had Summertown up here in the baseball. Of course, we got the Summertown girls over in softball. So Brian True, before our interview, he said, Lawrence County's got a lot to be proud of, and he's exactly right that the youth programs, the high school programs and youth programs in Lawrence County are in good hands.
No question. And by the way, a CoachT.com scoreboard, the play-in game this morning in softball for Class A, Sail Creek and Cascade went into extra innings, and it was Sail Creek 3-1 winners in 8. So they will take on Summertown at 2 o'clock. That game, of course, will be right here on this same outlet, our X-Sports Radio YouTube channel, X-Sports TV. So looking forward to that. Jeff Franks, Clint Brazier, Scott Franks, and hopefully Stanley will be able to join them in short order after another state championship for Loretto. We are about set for action as Ryan Weathers on the mound. The home team, the Mustangs, are in their white jerseys, white pants, black letters, trimmed in black with black hats and black stockings. Columbia Academy in navy jerseys, white pants, red, white, and blue stockings, and navy hats with red face. Ryan Weathers, Mr. Baseball, back-to-back years. Can his team, the Mustangs, do it as well? First pitch, we're underway, is a strike. 0-1, and a good start for Ryan Weathers and the Mustangs here this morning.
Yeah, that was a pitch right at the knees.
That pitch is fouled away. 0-2 to Matthew Petzelt, the center fielder. Andrew Logsden is on deck, followed by William McCall, the first 3 up for the Bulldogs of Columbia Academy. The 0-2 curveball just missed outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. A massive crowd here today. That pitch chopped right back to Ryan Weathers. He has to field it on a hop. On to Gunnar Dixon at first to retire Petzelt for out number 1 here in the top of the first.
Well, we all know what kind of athlete Ryan Weathers is. MVP of the state tournament in basketball, but that time he fielded his position very well, just turned and fired him out at first.
All right, so 1 down. The hitter will be Andrew Logsden. He steps in there for the Bulldogs from the right side. First pitch, a fastball, fouled away off the mask of Jake Jackson, and it's 0-1. I'm sure, Stanley, there are probably some radar guns, some scouts here as well.
I'll peruse the crowd here in a moment.
The 0-1 misses high for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike.
We had the general manager of the Atlanta Braves Tuesday night.
That's right. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Swung so hard, did Logsden nearly came out of his helmet.
I can't pronounce the gentleman's last name. His first name is Alex, and his last name starts with an A, so we just call him Alex A.
Alex A. for the Atlanta Braves, right?
Right.
1-2. Curveball a bit outside, and it's even at 2-2. And once again, the crowd from Lawrence County and Loretto has shown out here today. There are a lot of people here at Reese Smith Field. Swing and a miss. And the first strikeout of the game for Ryan Weathers, 2 down here in the top of the first.
Well, if it's any indication of the first 2 batters, he's on his game right now on the mound.
So that is the first K of the game. And William McCall, the shortstop for CA, hits from the right side. All-speed pitch, curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. And Stanley, he was a finalist, I believe, for Class A Mr. Baseball with Ryan.
He was. He had his picture taken with him in the ceremony the other day.
That pitch misses inside for a ball, 1-1 the count. 2 down, scoreless, top of the first. Loretto and CA for the Class A crown in Murfreesboro. There's a hot grounder. He gets past Blade Tidwell at third. McCall rounding first, in at second with a stand-up 2-out double. Mr. Baseball finalist versus Mr. Baseball finalist, and it was McCall who got the better of that duel, and he's on at second with 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Well, he just took a pitch and turned on it and was able to get it right past the third baseman into the left field. So he's standing at second with a stand-up double, but there is 2 out. I got a big reaction for the Bulldogs.
Yes, it did. You know, whoever wins this game, it's going to be extra sweet knowing they did it against the opponent. As you mentioned, CA has lost twice to the Mustangs this year already. First pitch to the cleanup hitter, Reagan Cheney, misses for a ball, 1-0. .82 degrees at first pitch. Partly sunny skies here in Murfreesboro. That pitch is inside. It's 2-0. Chance of rain later on this afternoon. Don't think it's going to affect at all this first game here. Softball at 2 o'clock for Summertown. Might see some clouds and maybe a sprinkle or 2. We hope not. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. William McCall at second after a 2-out double down the third base line.
Well, this is the first batter that Ron has got behind on, but he's battled back with 2-1 now. Let's see what he does here.
So Reagan Cheney sits in from the right side. The pitch fouled away off the mask of Jackson, and we're even now at 2-2, so he's battled back. On deck is Caleb Jeans for CA. If Cheney can get anything going. The 2-2, swing and a miss, all-speed pitch, and Ryan pitches out with 2 strikeouts. A double by McCall, but he's left stranded at second. Loretto comes to the plate in the Class A state championship for the first time. Scoreless from Murfreesboro, back to MTSU after this timeout.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition, Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Welcome back to Reese Smith Field on the campus of MTSU. JP Plants up in the press box. Stanley G. Wilson down in the Loretto dugout as scoreless heading to the bottom half of inning number 1. 2 strikeouts for Ryan Weathers in that first inning. and a double by William McCall, a Mr. Baseball finalist. Ryan Weathers will lead things off, followed by Kendall Franklin, then Jake Jackson, Blade Tidwell, Jacob Hallmark, Jason Sharpton, Evan Morgan, Walker Brown, and Jacob James round out your lineup for the Mustangs of Loretto, the defending Class A state champs, and the defending Class A basketball state champs as well. Several of these players playing today are looking for their second state crown in several months. First pitch to Ryan Weathers is low for a ball. As
he started out with an off-speed pitch, JP.
Yep. William Huey, the lefty. There's a hit to right, but right at Jeans in right field. Weathers to the line drive, and he's down with one out here in the bottom of the first in a scoreless game. And William Huey pitched a no-hitter in their win on Tuesday. They were at Riverdale all week.
Yeah, he pitched 6 2/3, and he had to come out with a 75 pitch count.
Kendall Franklin tried to sneak a bunt. It was fouled away, 0-1 the count.
And Andrew Longston came in and relieved it for got the final out for him.
So the 0-1 to Franklin. All-speed pitch right at the third baseman, and Kincaid just put his glove down and scooped it off the dirt before it landed. And too quickly down here, but two hard-hit balls, Stanley.
Yes, exactly right, JP, and right at him. So the CA scouting is working for him right now because they're positioning him in the right spots.
So Jake Jackson, the catcher, is your hitter. There's a strike on the outside edge, 0-1. We're expecting a pitcher's duel today.
Yep, two lefties.
Yep, two lefties. That one's inside, and we're even at 1-1. On deck is Blake Tidwell if Jake Jackson can get there and get on base. The 1-1 from Huey. Curveball outside, 2-1.
The Loretto coaches are talking to the umpire and telling them that our batter has his hand up. The umpire said, I got it.
The 2-1. There's a hot shot into the gap between first and second. So Jake Jackson hustles down to first, make sure Jeans doesn't try the rare 9-3 put out. And with two outs, just like Columbia Academy, we've got a hit for Loretto, and Sky McNabb will come in as a courtesy runner for the catcher, Jake Jackson.
Yeah, he thought about going to first base, then he backed off on it. Jake, not the fastest player on the team, but he was hustling down the first base line that time.
Yes, he was. Blade Tidwell, your hitter. McNabb gets his lead. First pitch, all speed on the outside edge for a strike. 0-1 the count.
We've got 6 umpires working this game, the championship game. Of course, the 4 in the infield, and then they got 2 on each foul line on the left and right field.
Pitch. The 0-1 misses inside. We're even at 1-1. Cheney is holding on McNabb at first. There are 2 outs in the inning. We're scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Off-speed pitch, chopper to short. And an underhand toss from McCall to Loxton at second to retire McNabb on the force play. So a single hit for both teams with 2 outs, and they're stranded. We played 1. We're scoreless in the Class A state championship from Murfreesboro on X Sports Radio Network.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro on the campus of MTSU, side of the Class A State Baseball Championship. Loretto and Columbia Academy. We head to the top of the second. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Caleb Jeans, Blake Kincaid, and William Huey facing Mr. Baseball. Back-to-back years, Ryan Weathers, the lefty. First pitch against the left-handed swinging Jeans is a swing and a miss for a strike, 0-1. J.P. Plant up in the booth. Stanley G. Wilson in the dugout. The 0-1. Slap foul out of play. 0-2. Loretto in the first base dugout here at Reese Smith Field. Columbia Academy down the third base side.
A beautiful day here, JP. It's partly cloudy, but the wind's blowing out into center field.
The 0-2 fouled away on a fastball.
Again, hot all week.
See some radar guns out there right now. And there's a foul again. Count remains 0-2. The leadoff hitter here in the second, Caleb Jeans. Scoreless. Each team with one hit, both coming with 2 outs in that first inning. The 0-2. Slapped at that one. Hit it out of play again, up into the stands. Tidwell is at third, Hallmark at short, Sharpton at second, Dixon at first for Loretto. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout, the third for Ryan Weathers. One down here in the second. Evan Morgan in left, Kendall Franklin in center, and Jacob James is in right. So Blake Kincaid, your hitter. Hits from the right side for the Bulldogs of Columbia Academy. One down here in the top of the second. Slapped at that one, and that's over the head of Sharpton into shallow right center field. So the second hit of the game for CA. And Blake Kincaid is on at first with 1 out here in the second.
Yeah, he tried not to pull it. He just went with the pitch and kind of popped it over the second baseman's head in short center field.
The pitcher, number 7, Alex Huey.
So William Alex Huey, I guess he goes by Alex. William on the official roster.
I believe it is Alex.
Yep. There's a pitch just missed outside for a ball, 1-0.
He's a left-handed pitcher, but he bats right-handed just like Ryan does.
Dixon holding on the runner, throw over. It was close.
Very close.
Kincaid didn't have a whole lot of energy getting back. It was a casual step back, and it nearly burned him. He's got a big lead. Ryan, we know, has several great pickoff moves. There's a slap shot to the right side over the first base dugout. Watch out, Stanley.
Yeah, I'm watching. We're in a real dugout today. The other dugout over at Middle Tennessee was level with the playing field. This one's down a little bit, so all I got to do is take one hop off this step, and I'm fine.
Throw over to first. Not
Yeah,
quite in time.
I got Mr. Kyle Johnson over here with his camera, and he's shaking his head. Yep, that's his plan, exit plan also.
Yep. The 1-1. Nope, throw over to first. They got him.
Good move right there by Ryan Weathers. He got him leaning a little bit to second base. He tried to get back in head first, and he couldn't get his hand in there as Gunnar Dixon put the tag on him.
Kincaid kept toying with him, kept getting a big lead, and Ryan said, keep on, big boy. And we'll throw you out, and he did. 2 down now here in the top of the second, and a 1-1 count. That one's popped up, but going to get back towards us, just below the press box level. And it's 1-2 now to Alex Huey.
Coach Gaines needs, I don't know if anybody remember Ernie Johnson for the Atlanta Braves broadcaster. He always had his net out there.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Coach Gaines needs.
Yep. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch, and another strikeout for Weathers. The 4th of the game. The Bulldogs go down in the second. We head to the bottom half of inning 2. Still scoreless. Loretto and Columbia, the Class A state championship on the X-Sports Radio Network.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro on the Class A State Championship on the Exports Radio Network. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you from Reese Smith Field in Murfreesboro, campus of MTSU today. Five, 6, and 7 hitters for the Mustangs. Hallmark, Sharpton, and Morgan to lead things off against Alex Huey here in the bottom of the second. First pitch from Huey. Line drive over the third baseman's head. Down the third baseline. Hallmark with some speed. Big turn at first. But getting it in time was Fields, and a single to lead things off here in the second.
Yeah, being aggressive at the bat right there, hitting the first pitch he saw down the left field line. So Loretto's got their leadoff man here in the bottom of the second.
The hitter is the lefty, Jason Sharpton. Cheney holding the runner on at first. He squares around to bunt, pops it up. Get back here. There we go. A lot of foul territory, of course, here at Reese Smith Field. And fortunate for Sharpton there. And it's a strike 0-1.
Well, this Loretto group knows that runs will be a premium in this game, trying to get him around to second base with one out. So get him in scoring position.
So no one count. No outs here in the bottom of the second. We're scoreless. He squares around. Huey lobs it over to first. Two hits for each team. Sharpton squares around again. Huey pitches. He pulls it back and takes a cut at it. Fouled it away, and it's 0-2 now to Sharpton.
Yeah, he's trying to fake the bunt and then slap it, but he missed it, so he's down in the hole 0-2 now.
So no 2 count. To Jason Sharpton, Evan Morgan is on deck. Alex Huey, the lefty, throws over to first. Took 2 for Loretto yesterday against Trinity Christian. They come in 3-1. Columbia Academy 3-0. Swing and a miss. And Sharpton down on strikes. And Huey gets his first strikeout of the game. One down here in the bottom of the second. And Evan Morgan, your hitter for the Mustangs.
Not the at-bat that Sharpton wanted. He tried to bunt the first one and fouled it back, and then he had to kind of struggle with the Huey that time. But he'll be back.
Oh, yeah. Cheney still holding the runner on at first. Swinging is Morgan. Fouls it back to the net, 0-1.
Yeah, good cut right there.
On deck is Walker Brown, the DH today. So a little slight change in the lineup from the rest of the week. First time Gary Lamb has used a designated hitter this week. Walker had a good day yesterday at the plate. Throw over to first. Haven't seen Huey's best move. I'm assuming he has the one that's a little more quick.
Yeah.
He's just lobbed it over the 2-3 times.
Yeah, Hollywood's
here in this inning.
He got to stay on his toes.
Pitch to the plate is outside. We're even to Morgan. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Not in time. Sliding past the bag was Hallmark, but he gets back. And a little bobble by the catcher, Ballard.
Well, now we got a conversation about if the batter was interference, and they said yes, so he's got to go back to first.
Oh, man. And that is a strike, too, so that is out number 2. So it appears that with the interference, they call a strike. There were 2 strikes on the batter, so that is a strikeout. And back to first is Hallmark. Gary Lamb out to talk to the home plate umpire to get an explanation.
Well, instead of having 2 strikes on the batter and a runner at second, it's going to be a strikeout, and the runner's going to come back to first.
That's tough. It was a hit and run, and your momentum takes you right there. I don't know if the hitter had anything to do with it, but the umpire's right there, made the call. That's a judgment from time to time. So 2 outs now with a runner at first, and the DH, Walker Brown, is your hitter. First pitch to him is low for a ball, 1-0.
Well, we've seen Walker all week be aggressive at the plate. He took that first pitch because it was so low. But if anything close to the strike zone, he's going to swing at it.
1-0 counts. Inside, 2-0. Hallmark not straying too far from the bag at first. Led off the inning with a single to left. The 2-0. 3-0 to Walker Brown. On deck is Jacob James, then the top of the order, and Ryan Weathers. But there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the second in a scoreless game between Loretto and Columbia Academy. The pitch. Taken all the way. It's a strike at the letters. 3-1. Class A state championship from MTSU. The 3-1. It's high. Walker Brown draws a walk and puts runners at first and second for the right fielder, Jacob James.
Now you got a lefty on lefty again. Sharpton, the other left-hander in the lineup so far for Loretto.
First pitch to the lefty. Strike on the outside edge, 0-1.
Two out. Runners will be running on the crack of the bat.
The 0-1. Inside, even at 1-1 now. So Hallmark at second with a single to lead off the inning. Walker Brown, the DH, is at first, who drew a walk. There are 2 outs. Jacob James, your hitter, and Ryan Weathers is on deck. The 1-1 from Huey. Off-speed pitch. Chopper to the right side of the infield. Logsden comes up with it on to first in time to retire the batter and the side for Loretto. Another hit, a walk, 2 more runners left on base for the Mustangs. We're scoreless heading to the third. The Class A state championship is on the X Sports Radio Network. Loretto and CA back to the Borough after this.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
A picture-perfect morning here in Murfreesboro, midday, the Class A state championship. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson from Reese Smith Field in Murfreesboro, the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. So glad you're with us today as we've been keeping up with Loretto all through the state tournament as they came out of Middle Tennessee Christian bracket with a win in Game 2 versus Trinity Christian yesterday. Ryan Weathers only threw 25 pitches in his start on Tuesday, so he is fresh as can possibly be and looking good so far. He has given up 2 hits. As we head to the top of the third, we're scoreless.
They were talking about the catcher, the batter interference on that stolen base, and they were asking about the bobble. The umpire did not see the catcher bobble the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it was – there's a strike from Weathers.
Popped out of his mitt.
Yep.
He was trying to get it out. Well, he bobbled it when he was trying to get it out of his mitt.
Yep. There's a grounder to the right side of the infield. Sharpton coming up, bobbles, still gets it, and throws it away into the dugout, and that's going to give the runner, Kentz, an extra base down to second. So second error of the game for Loretto.
Well, Sharpton's been sharp at second base all week long. Just came up on him a little bit, came out, he couldn't field it cleanly. Then he hurried his throw, and he did, it went into the dugout.
So runner at second with no outs. Walker Brown calls time and sets the defensive alignment for the Mustangs. And the hitter is Spencer Fields, top of the order, and Matthew Petzelt is next. He squares around, couldn't get the bunt down. It's a strike, 0-1.
And JP, there's not much room under these. Me and Coach Dunn are looking at this baseball. How did he get in the dugout? I mean, there's not much room for under this railing, but he went under it.
It found it.
Bad break.
Weathers, high leg kick, spins around and chases Kentz back to second. Anthony Kentz, the DH for CA. Third runner had popped up with the bunt. Weathers is going to grab it for out number 1. Throw back to it goes into center field. Nearly had him doubled. And Kentz was casually just hanging around there. I don't think he expected Weathers to throw it.
I don't think Hollywood did either.
So 1 down, and the runner still at second, and Kentz. Fields is retired, and Matthew Petzelt back up there.
Yeah, CA gave Loretto a gift right there, popping that bunt up.
As the sun pops out from behind some clouds here on Reese Smith Field. First pitch, he squares around the bunt, fouls it back, 0-1. And you can already tell, we knew this going in. It goes without saying, Stanley, runs are at a premium, so small ball will be attempted quite frequently today.
Yeah, they're going to try to move these runners around by the bunt. You got 1 out, you want to run her down at third. And you got to force the defense to make a good play. That's the other thing of it.
The 0-1, Ryan looks back to second twice, now steps off the rubber. Petzelt grounded back to the mound his first time up. 0 for 1 this morning. The 0-1. Curveball paints the outside edge, 0-2.
That's a good pitch right there. Down and away. I've always said that all week. Anything down and away from a hitter is a good pitch.
If Ryan can consistently get that call today, he's going to be even harder to hit, I believe.
I agree with you.
I think that's his pitch. Then he can work the fastball inside. Another curveball, and strikes out Petzelt. He's 0 for 2, and the 5th strikeout of the day for Ryan Weathers. And that'll bring up Andrew Logsdon with 2 outs now, and the runner at second. So each of the first 3 innings, Columbia Academy has got runners on. So far, Ryan has pitched out and left them stranded. First pitch, all speed in there for a strike to the right-handed hitter Logsdon, 0-1. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Class A state championship, Loretto and Columbia Academy. Scoreless. There's a chopper back to Weathers. Weathers, little toss over to first to Dixon for out number 3. So the error does not hurt the Mustangs there in the third. We're still scoreless heading to the bottom half of inning number 3. The Class A state championship is on the X Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro in the Class A State Championship. JP Plant up in the booth, scoreless. Loretto and Columbia Academy. Let's head down to the dugout for a dugout report brought to you by HD Inc. Stanley G. Wilson.
Well, the guys are always get behind each other, and they got behind Sharpton right there, showing them the era did not hurt us. And I'm still amazed how that ball got through the dugout. I mean, that railing is just barely there. But they've got the top of the lineup here the second time around to see this Huey, so maybe they can do some damage right here.
Let's hope so. Ryan Weathers to lead things off, as Stanley mentioned. First pitch from Huey. Hot grounder to third. Backing up is a third baseman, and over to first in time by a half step. Nice play by Kincaid. And Weathers 0 for 2 now.
Yeah, it was a bang-bang play, JP.
So Kendall Franklin, your hitter. (5-3) on the putout. Franklin, your hitter. First pitch from Huey, the lefty. Slapped foul out of play on the right side. 0-1 the count. From our vantage point up here in the press box, got a nice view of the track and field complex where they've got the state championships going on over there. Starplex has softball. There's soccer going on. And a pitch just misses inside. And the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike to Kendall Franklin. A lot of activity in the borough this week. It's a fun week to be up here. That pitch just misses low. 2-1. And Stanley, this town really embraces the TSSAA championships when they host.
Yeah, they do a great job. And Coach Gaines mentioned, says it takes a lot of people to put this thing on. And we went driving by the track and field. And he's right, it takes a lot of volunteers.
That pitch misses 3-1, and Huey takes a long walk off the mound. Gather himself, now comes back ready and set. The 3-1 to Franklin. Inside edge of the knees, 3-2. Franklin taking the whole way.
Let's see if he sits on a fastball right here.
Payoff pitch. Off speed, strike 3. Paints the outside edge. He must have been.
Yep. And a good pitch by Huey. Give him credit right there. Having confidence in that little changeup.
So 2 down now here in the bottom of the third. The hitter is Jake Jackson. Curveball misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Pitchers duel moving quickly so far.
Yep, we're about 36 minutes into the game.
Yep. That one's fouled away to the netting. And the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. To the catcher, Jake Jackson. They're 2 down here in the bottom of the third, and we're scoreless. Loretto and CA. The 1-1 from Huey. Chopper to third, but it's just foul.
We've already seen Jake can turn on the ball right here on Huey.
Yeah, he was part of that back-to-back home run display yesterday against Trinity Christian with Kendall Franklin in that 6th inning. That pitch misses high for a ball, 2-2. And those 3 runs off those 2 homers turned out to be the difference as Trinity Christian made a rally in the 7th. The Mustangs prevailed, and they're here today. There's a grounder to short. And a boot by McCall. It stayed on the ground. Stanley never really came up. And an error on the shortstop, probably a rare error by a Mr. Baseball finalist, and Jackson on at first with 2 outs and a courtesy runner in Sky McNatt.
Yeah, McCall just didn't get his tailgate down on that play there. Just didn't stay with the ball. Tried to pull up before he had it. Went through the wicket and went into center field, so we got a runner on with 2 out now.
So McNatt being held on at first. First pitch to Blade Tidwell misses inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Jacob Hallmark is on deck. He singled his last time. There goes the runner. Hit and run was on, and it's just slapped foul. That would have been a lot of trouble.
Yeah, good effort by Blade right there to make contact.
So 1-1 count now to Blade Tidwell. 2 outs. McNatt gets his lead. The pitch. It's outside. 2-1 now.
Let's see what Coach Weathers does. I don't think there's a play on here.
The 2-1. Runner stays put. Swing and a miss with an outside off-speed pitch, and it's 2-2. Deuce is on the board. The pitch. There goes the runner. It's low. And taking second without a throw is Sky McNatt. And he's in scoring position, and a full count now to Blade Tidwell.
Well, he held up his swing. They wanted to check it for the first base umpire, and then he said nope, he didn't go. So full count with 2 out. Runner in scoring position. He'll be going the crack of the bat here.
Need a timely hit by Blade. The pitch up the middle, snagged out of there by Huey. Toss over to first in time for out number 3. Once again, Loretto gets another runner on. They leave him stranded. We're still scoreless after 3. We head to the 4th from Reese Smith Field in the Borough. Class A State Championship is on the X Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to the Borough, campus of Middle Tennessee State University, Reese Smith Field. Class A State Championship for baseball, Loretto and Columbia Academy. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you on the X Sports Radio Network. As the 3rd time in 4 years, Stanley, we've been at this park for the Class A game. Summertown 4 years ago and Loretto last year and again this season. And a huge crowd here, Stan. I mean, this is impressive.
Yeah, they found the shade up there, but I think it's kind of the shade's kind of leaving them right now.
Yeah.
So. Everybody's got the fans out, the umbrellas out.
First pitch swung on and hit to left by William McCall. He's 2 for 2 against Weathers. He may have had an error in the last half inning. He just made up for it with a single to lead off the 3rd.
Yeah, that error didn't hurt him, so he gets a leadoff hit here. Hit the first pitch he saw, JP.
Yes, he did. So the hitter is Reagan Cheney, cleanup hitter.
First baseman number 25, Reagan Cheney.
5 strikeouts for Weathers. The first 3 innings of work. There's a strike to Cheney as he squared around. 0-1 the count. Gunnar Dixon getting the start at first this morning.
Yeah, he's usually the first baseman when Ryan pitches.
And that pitch is fouled away. Just in case, Jackson made the throw down to second as McCall was heading that way.
I tell you what, Jake's got a good arm behind that plate. He's not afraid to use it either.
Absolutely. He was the pitcher of record. Got the win yesterday over Trinity Christian, I believe. That pitch is fouled away.
You got to call in that must win. I mean,
Yep.
the loser of that game goes home, and Jake stepped up to the plate after catching the first game in that heat, and
Yes.
he did a great job.
Yeah, and then when he came out from pitching, he went right back behind the plate.
Yeah. His teammates call him a warrior.
The 0-2. Slap foul to play again. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. A reminder, Summertown softball in the Class A state championship game today. 2 o'clock over at the Starplex. They'll be taking on Sail Creek. They already defeated them last night, 7-1. And they've got the runner leaning McCall, but he gets back as he did not have that big of a lead. And softball here at the Spring Fling is an 8-team double elimination, so Summertown has to be defeated twice today. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down. Oh, and it hits Ryan on the left arm. And now that runner's going back because runner interference or batter interference. And he was leaning over towards the bag, and that is his throwing arm that it hit.
Yeah, he went down too, so let's check on him, Ryan. This is not good.
So the batter is out. The runner moves back to first. And now all the umpires, all 6 of them, are conferring, and the runner is going to be out too.
I'm going to have to get a ruling on this.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
A little different than what I don't know if there are different variations of batter interference.
Maybe let him throw a couple of warm-up tosses.
Yeah, it hit him in the tricep of his throwing arm.
Well, he turned around, turned his back to the plate to duck, and the throw was low from Jake. I don't know if it slipped out of his hands or what, but it had enough velocity on it, it took Ryan down to his knees.
So all 6 umpires and both coaches are out there talking. As we speak now, the batter is out and the runner is out. So there are 2 outs and bases are empty. And your hitter will be Caleb Jeans. And you hear the boos from the Columbia Academy faithful. And yeah, Stanley, if you get an explanation, let us know. So the lefty Jeans will be the hitter with 2 outs now and bases empty. Ryan appears to be okay. Go ahead, Stanley.
He struck out, so it's an out at the batter, and the runner is out at second base. So the bases are cleared with 2 out now.
Ryan! You're right, 2-5.
Ball is lifted into right field. First pitch swinging and booted by James, but he keeps him at first.
He said Ryan's okay,
So Stanley, see if you can figure out the difference between that batter interference and the one that Loretto had in the previous half inning. Because the runner was not out. So Cheney, your hitter, with 2 outs and a runner at first. Correction, Kincaid. First pitch to him is a strike on the outside edge.
I'm still not sure on this. Hang on.
Okay. There are 2 outs and runner at first. We're still scoreless. CA and Loretto throw over to first. Close.
Was it a strike 3 on that other batter interference?
Well,
he called a strike. That's what it was. He called a strike.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
But Hallmark he was allowed to go back to first. This one was not.
Correct. And that's the difference between the two is the quandary here. Worked out in our favor.
Yeah, it did.
But I'm curious as to the difference there. 0-2, a throw over to first. Top of the fourth here, scoreless. Class A state championship game. The 0-2 slap foul out of play. And we'll do it again. Coach Lindsay comes out to get that for Loretto. Ryan peers in, comes set, kicks and fires. Off-speed pitch gets him swinging for another strikeout. Number 7 on the day for Ryan Weathers, Mr. Baseball. We're scoreless, heading to the bottom of the fourth. Loretto coming to the plate. We'll have it for you when we return to Class A State Championship on the X Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro and the Class A State Championship. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson. And Stanley, I've got an explanation from our ruling experts. Umpire Clint Wright messaged in with us that with 2 outs, the batter interference, the batter is out. With less than 2 outs, the runner is out. If a strikeout occurred, as it did, because of that, both players are out. So that is the difference.
It's less than 2 outs.
Less than 2 outs.
It's the Hallmark situation.
That's why Hallmark. Yep.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Clint. So as we head to the bottom half of the fourth, I knew that would come in handy at some point.
Well, we just need to get some runs here. Get some hits, string some hits together and get a run or 2. Ryan came in and said he's all right. Coaches are still concerned.
First pitch to Hallmark, right to Cheney at first, snags it out of the air for out number 1. Boy, Loretto's hitting the ball hard today, but they've hit it right at some leather on the CA defense.
Second baseman number 8, Jason Sharpton.
Jason Sharpton, you're here to the lefty, facing the lefty Huey. First pitch misses inside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another swing and a miss, all-speed pitch. That's tough from that left side.
Yeah, it is.
To see that curveball come in there like that. Looks like it's going to start right at your head, and then it just comes all the way across. The 1-2 goes for the fastball outside. And we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Evan Morgan. There's 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth. We're scoreless, Loretto and CA. Pitch. Grounder foul into the Loretto dugout. You still with us, Stanley?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's any worse than it was.
The 2-2. Outside, 3-2. So Sharpton has worked the count back full. Base is empty. 1 out here in the fourth. The pitch. It's high, and Sharpton works his way into a walk with 1 out.
That was a good at-bat right there by Sharpton. Got down a little bit, but he worked it back to a walk. We just got to get some hits stringing together.
No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Columbia Academy. The pitch first, though, to Evan Morgan, swing and a miss, 0-1. Loretto, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors. Each team has got a runner on base in each half inning. But nobody's been able to get past second. The 0-1 outside for a ball. 1-1 now, the count to Evan Morgan, the left fielder for the Mustangs. On deck is the DH, Walker Brown. The 1-1. Off-speed pitch. There goes the runner. Throw was in time. Did he get the tag? He did. Yeah, 2 down now as Sharpton gunned out by Ballard. One hopped it to McCall at short, and the base is empty with 2 outs and a 1-2 count to Morgan.
Hit and run was on, but Coach Dunn at first base is now talking to Sharpton.
Back to the windup by Huey. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Bulldogs are pumped up after that one. We are still scoreless. The Class A State Championship, Loretto and CA. We've got a good one brewing here, folks. Stay with us. We'll be back to Murfreesboro after this on the X Sports Radio Network.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition, Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Welcome back to Reese Smith Field on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. The Class A State Championship, where we're scoreless between Loretto and Columbia Academy. JP Plant up in the press box. Stanley G. Wilson down in the Loretto dugout. And Stanley turning out to what we thought might happen, a pitcher's duel with 2 fantastic pitchers on the mound today.
Yeah, it's good to see Ryan go back out there. He put a little, I don't know what it's called, a little deadening, trying to get the pain out of it, that arm that he was hit in by Jake Jackson trying to throw down to second base. Just an unfortunate incident right there, but he's ready to go.
So the first pitch, the hitter Huey, is a strike. 0-1 the count.
Didn't look like it affected him right there, JP.
No, it did not. That pitch lifted to right side, long run, and Gunnar Dixon runs into the first base coach for Columbia Academy. He was in the box, and now Gary Lamb wants an explanation. I think as long as you're in the box, Stanley, you're probably safe, right, as a coach?
Yep.
But I didn't see exactly where he hit him. I was looking at the ball. I don't know if there's much you could do there with that about that, but
I was getting back.
So 0-2 the count to Alex Huey. On deck is Anthony Kentz, followed by Spencer Fields, then the top of the order for the Bulldogs of Columbia Academy. The 0-2. Slap foul to the right side. And the count remains 0-2. Swing and a miss. Nope, he fouled it. Just got a piece, did Huey. Actually break for Loretto because that ball scooted back well towards the backstop, and he probably would have made it to first safely.
Yeah, there's a lot of foul territory behind the plate, more so than at the high school fields that they played on. So a missed strike 3 could get a runner down at first.
The 0-2, slap foul to the right side, out of play. Huey battling here. No outs here in the top of the 4th. Loretto and CA. Correction, top of the 5th. Thank you. Strike 3. And the 8th strikeout of the day for Ryan Weathers. One down here in the 5th.
He showed no ill effects of that getting hit by that throw on that batter right there. Let's keep it going right here.
So Anthony Kent's the DH. Takes the ball low, 1-0.
Yeah, left-handed batter.
1-0 in their first strike, even at 1-1 now. One delivery, swing and a miss. Nasty off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2. One-two, outside. Nice dig there by Jackson. 2-2 the count. And you can just feel the tension, both fan bases and players just itching for something to cheer about, Stanley.
Yeah, later it gets.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3, number 9 for Weathers, and there are 2 down here in the 5th. Scoreless still.
I was going to say, the later it gets in this ball game, everybody more anxious they get.
The left fielder, number 10, Spencer Fields.
Spencer Fields steps in there. First pitch to him. Bounces off the side of the plate and then off of Jake Jackson. Got a little dirt in his mask. And home plate umpire takes a little extra time.
Yeah, he gave the thumbs up to the dugout, so he's ready to go. Like you said, I think he just got some dirt in his face.
1-0 the count. Spencer Fields, 2 outs here in the 5th. Scoreless, Loretto and CA. Chopper back towards the middle. Hallmark coming over from behind the bag on to first for out number 3. 1-2-3 goes CA in the 5th. Head to the bottom half of the inning. Still scoreless. The Class A state championship. It's on the X-Sports Radio Network.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Welcome back to the Borough. Scoreless as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. Let's check back in with a dugout report brought to you by HD Inc. Once again, here's Stanley G. Wilson.
Yeah, guys, Coach Lamb huddled everybody up after that inning and said, look, we got to give this guy a rest, talking about Ryan Weathers. In the first strike, he said, we can't be affording to get a first strike and then lining out. He says, get good at bats. Just make the guy work and make you get you a good at bat. So let's see what happens here.
All right. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Walker Brown, followed by Jacob James, then the top of the order, and Ryan Weathers. Scoreless, CA and Loretto. 5th inning of 7, at least. That ball is grounded. Left side foul, 0-1 the counts. Alex Huey and Ryan Weathers. have pitched at Jim so far today. All-speed pitch line to the left center field. That's going to be caught, as coming in was Petzelt. But an aggressive at-bat there by Walker Brown. And again, Stanley, Loretto is hitting the ball well. They just can't find the holes.
Yeah, they can. They're playing them in the right spots. Their guys aren't having to move so far.
Yep.
I mean,
JJ squares around, pulls it back, and it's a ball, 1-0.
Both Ryan and Kendall have hit the ball on the nose, but right at somebody, and that time Walker hit the ball good, but it just got up on the under a little bit, and the center fielder was able to make a play on it.
That one misses. 2-0.
2-0 right here. JJ just needs to be patient up there.
There's the pitch. Slap foul down in the photo booth. That's why they've got those cages.
Yeah.
Down the third baseline. So the 2-1. Inside. 3-1 to Jacob James. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Ryan Weathers is on deck. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And we're full now, 3-2.
Well, we've been sitting on that fastball. You got to watch that off speed right here.
Outside, James draws a walk. That puts Ryan Weathers at the plate with a runner at first.
JP, I'm going to say it. He is due.
So Ryan steps into the batter's box with one out here in the fifth and a runner at first. James gets his lead. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. 330 down the left field line and the right field pole, 395 straightaway center, 365 in the power alleys. Here at Reese Smith Field, there's a strike.
And the wind's blowing out too. What wind we have? It's not a big wind, but it is blowing out.
So 1-1 the count to Weathers.
Dead center.
That one's in the dirt. Scoots away. Ballard able to corral it to keep Jacob James at first. Scoreless here in the fifth. And a pitcher's duel between Alex Huey of Columbia Academy and Ryan Weathers of Loretto. Weathers, Mr. Baseball for the second consecutive year in Class A. William McCall was a finalist, the shortstop for CA this year. The 2-1 to Weathers. Oh, had a good pitch there and just fouled it away to the right side.
Yeah, he was measuring out that curveball. Just got a late swing on it.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Weathers with one out here in the fifth and a runner at first and James. We're scoreless. The pitch. Hit to deep left. Back. It is off the top of the wall. It bounces in towards shortstop. And James will stop at third. Ryan Weathers doubles off the wall. Here in the fifth, runners at second and third with one out.
And Coach Lamb, I think, wants to run for him, and they are.
So Connor Clemens comes in to run at second for Ryan Weathers to let him rest. And Weathers, as you can hear, being congratulated.
He wanted a home run. He said, "Dadgummit, we almost had it."
That just missed it by about 4 feet maybe, Stanley.
Yeah, it did. Now CA's going to call a timeout. Have a powwow on the mound. In the meantime, all the runners are going to come over to David Weathers at third base, including the batter. But good at bat for Ryan Weathers. I said he was due.
Yep, and he was
took a 2-2 pitch.
Timing it up. You're right, Stanley. So one out here in the bottom of the fifth. The third hit of the game for Loretto. No runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Columbia Academy. No runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors for Loretto.
Well, you got to play smart on the base pass. That's kind of the Achilles tendon of this team so far in this tournament is their base running. So you got to watch your coach at third base. You got to watch the batter. You got to it's a lot of mental things out there when you're running bases. You got to know the fundamentals, when to run, when to come off the base and go halfway, when to tag up, all those things.
So Jacob James at third, drew a walk. Connor Clemens, a courtesy runner for Ryan Weathers, who just doubled off the left field wall.
And they're going to put Franklin on. That'll bring up Jake Jackson with the bases loaded.
All right. 1 out, but that puts a force play at every base.
There's Mustangs everywhere, JP.
Yes, there are. A herd on the bases.
Only 1 out.
And the crowd's starting to feel it now.
Hey, I want more, but I'll take a sacrifice fly right here,
Absolutely.
too.
Just get it out of the infield, Jake Jackson. Or a ground ball not directly at somebody. 1 out. Huey from the stretch. First pitch. Grounded to third. Comes to home for 1. To first, double play. Columbia Academy responds, and Huey pitches out of a whale of a jam. And we are scoreless still. We head to the 6th. A classic brewing in Murfreesboro. Loretto and CA for the state crown. We'll continue after this on the X Sports Radio Network.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Mustangs leave more stranded. They had bases loaded with 1 out and a 5-2-3 double play to end the inning. And Huey pitches out of another jam. The Mustangs continue to get closer and closer to punching a run across, but we remain scoreless. Loretto and CA welcome you back to Reese Smith Field on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University, the Class A state championship game.
Tough break, JP.
I tell you what.
Bases loaded, 1 out. And Jake's going to pull everything, and he just tried to pull it down and out, and a low and away ball. And when you do that, you hit a soft ground ball. But give CA credit for executing the double play, too.
Yeah, it was tailor-made for that type of play. A 2-hopper right to Kincaid at third. And you're right, give them credit. Easy to say, not easy to do all the time, that type of double play. So, Petzel, top of the order for CA. A swing and a miss. The pitch from Ryan Weathers. 0-1 the count.
Well, Ryan's had to pitch around 4 hits and 2 errors, so he's done a good job with that.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Outside again. 0-2. Petzel talking to himself. Kendall Franklin, it is Andrew Logsdon on deck. There's a chopper right over the head of Weathers, but Hallmark behind the bag at second there to clean it up and toss over to first for out number 1.
Good play back there at shortstop. He's playing tough right now. Hollywood's getting everything in his vicinity.
So Andrew Logsdon, the hitter. On deck is William McCall, who's 2 for 2 against Ryan Weathers. He has half of the Bulldog hits. First pitch, curveball, outside edge, 0-1.
Well, this late in the game, the advantage right now is Loretto with that home team status.
That ball's lifted into right field. Jacob James going back and makes the grab. for out number 2. He was played perfectly, so the scouting for Loretto working as well. "5-1 winners the last time these two teams met at Columbia Academy. Weathers was the winning pitcher, and the previous time a 5-4 victory for Loretto. So the third meeting this year between these two schools that are only about 50 miles apart in southern Middle Tennessee. 2 outs, and William McCall, the hitter, he's 2 for 2. First pitch, a strike of the outside edge, 0-1.
Now this is their star player right here, McCall.
We're in the top of the 6th. That one's outside, so hopefully this will be the last time we have to see him.
Let's hope so, JP.
Yes.
Gotta get some runs.
1-1.
That's in there.
Yep.
Right at the knees.
0-2. Ryan bends down, gets a little dirt on his hand. A little more traction. I'm sure the
big pitch right here.
Perspiration is exuding. There's a slow grounder to the left side. Tidwell backhands it on the run, throws, got him out. Stretching out was Gunnar Dixon. He slams the ball down. Loretto keeps them scoreless. 1, 2, 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Loretto and CA. The Class A State Championship is on the X Sports Radio Network.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
We've got a classic here in Murfreesboro, Class A State Championship. Loretto and Columbia Academy scoreless as we head to the bottom half of inning number 6. Blade Tidwell will lead things off for the Mustangs, followed by Jacob Hallmark and Jason Sharpton, facing Alex Huey of CA. He's only allowed 3 hits. His team has committed 1 error. Ryan Weathers has allowed 4 hits. His defense committed 2 errors, but nobody has collected their $200 and made it around to home.
Well, I tell you what, JP, these are the 2 best teams in Class A, that's for sure. I think both of them deserve to be right here at this time.
No question. First pitch to Blake Tidwell outside for a ball, 1-0. Working quickly now is Huey. There's a ball lifted into right center field. That could be trouble, and it is down for a base hit. It goes all the way to the wall, and Blade Tidwell with a stand-up double to lead things off here in the 6th to right center.
Going opposite field right there. Blade Tidwell just took the pitch and hit it deep. He's around to be able to get around and get a stand-up double. Here comes Jacob Hallmark at the bat. Now with nobody out, that conversation with David Weathers is I don't know if he's telling him to hit behind the runner, get him over to third with 1 out.
Or is he going to sacrifice? I'm sure that is an option.
It could be, but I don't know. I don't know if you want to take the bat out of Hallmark's hands right here. He's a good hitter. He can get that line drive. If he can get it somewhere where nobody's at, and with Blade's speed, that could score him.
Well, you know, Huey the lefty does like to work the outside part of the plate, so maybe he could take it the opposite direction. A spin around throw nearly into center field. Hold on the bag there. Hold right there, Tidwell. McCall tried to make him think that the ball had gone into center.
You got to play smart on the bases.
So Tidwell at second with a leadoff double here in the 6th. McCall.
He's worried about that runner. That
yes,
might
he
be
is.
a good
Huey
sign for Hollywood at the plate.
I think he's also trying to get Hallmark to tip off what he's doing. The pitch, he's swinging. It's a line drive into center. And coming in is Petzelt, makes the grab for out number 1.
We got to make this guy get his pitches up in the strike zone. Take those low pitches.
So the gamble of swinging away instead of trying to sacrifice doesn't work. And Sharpton now the hitter, lefty with 1 down, and Tidwell at second. Scoreless game. There's a strike, 0-1. On deck is Evan Morgan for the Mustangs. Each team now with 4 hits. Huey looks back to second, now comes to the plate. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on an outside curveball. These pitchers have just been so tough today, Stanley.
They sure have. They throw a lot of good pitches, and they make the pitches when they need to make them.
The 0-2 coming. Huey looks back to second at Tidwell, now comes to the plate. It's high, 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
And a wild pitch would be great right here. Get that runner down the third with 1 out.
The 1-2. Grounder pulled into the Loretto dugout. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sharpton goes down on strikes, and Evan Morgan, your hitter now, with 2 outs. Second time Sharpton has gone down via the strikeout today. 2 down, runner at second is Tidwell, the hitter, Evan Morgan. First pitch outside for a ball, 1-0.
The blade will be running here. Any kind of single, they may send him if he gets a good jump from second.
Spinning around is Huey. Nobody there behind Tidwell. He gets back though anyway. 1-0 count. The left fielder Evan Morgan with 2 outs in a scoreless game. Popped him up on the infield. Who's got it? Right on the baseline. And Evan Morgan runs into Cheney, who was coming in. Cheney is now down a little bit. The shades came knocking off. He was in the baseline. The catch was made for out number 3.
Yeah, they just ran into each other. Unfortunate incident right there. Kind of second time we've seen something strange.
All right, so we'll take a break. We're still scoreless as we head, folks, to the 7th. 0-0, a pitcher's duel, the Class A state championship. We'll be back after this timeout on the X Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition. Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro. And the first baseman for Columbia Academy, Reagan Cheney, still down on the baseline, Stanley. Close to you. The athletic training staff here at MTSU and TSSAA is provided is out there attending to him.
Yeah, that was a big collision between him and Evan Morgan, and Evan was a little shook up too, but they came in and asked him, you know where you are? And he goes, oh, yeah, so he's okay.
He made his way back out to the field.
Yeah, they're tending to Cheney. I think he got hit in the face.
Yeah, he sat there without moving much. I mean, he was sitting up the whole time, but he definitely got his bell rung as the sunglasses came flying off in the collision with Evan Morgan right in the baseline. On a pop-up that was halfway between home plate and first base. Now Ryan Weathers and Jake Jackson come off, and they may go sit in the dugout until we're ready. And he stands up. It's a good sign. I believe just got his bell rung. So he's going to walk off. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to come back. We are scoreless as we head to the top half of inning 7.
Yeah, Ryan came back in the dugout, tried to get out of that heat for a little bit, and he's going to jog back to the mound. So he'll be ready to go here.
Up for the Bulldogs, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Caleb Jeans, Blake Kincaid, and Alex Huey.
Well, perfect scenarios, get 1, 2, 3, and get your bats back in the dugout and win this game in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, it'll be Walker Brown, Jacob James, and then Ryan Weathers. So you know Ryan will get at least an opportunity in the 7th, the bottom half of the inning.
Let's get him some runners on so we don't have to hit that home run.
Yep. So Ryan finishes his warm-up, and I believe we're about ready for action here in the top of the 7th. What a game we've had here today.
Boy, it has. A bunch of goose eggs on that scoreboard.
Yep.
Both pitchers have pitched around trouble. Loretto's had the bases loaded. They've bounced into a double play. They've had a runner at second base with nobody out. Couldn't get him in.
The Columbia Academy coach is talking to the home plate umpire, arguing about something. Now Gary Lamb is out of the dugout.
Well, the catcher went back in the dugout.
The catcher for Columbia Academy?
Yep. I'm sorry, not the catcher, but somebody came out, the batter, I'm sorry, not the catcher, but the batter came out, and he went back in the dugout, so that's what they're checking on now. Now the umpire's going to come over and talk to him.
We've seen some conferences this week, haven't we, Stanley?
We sure have.
An hour and 25 minutes into this game.
I don't know. It was is Cheney supposed to lead off, or where's he at in the lineup?
Cheney was, I believe, supposed to lead off, according to my statistician up here in the booth, Coach Jerome Gaines. So
that's what the holdup was. Is that him coming back out?
That is him. Yep. So Reagan Cheney. Yeah, correction. Jeans was on deck, and that's why I thought he was coming up. He had Reagan Cheney, then Caleb Jeans, then Blake Kincaid.
He's probably not 100%, but he's up there anyway.
All right, here we go. Top of the 7th, first pitch. Fastball just misses outside for a ball, 1-0.
Now Ron, something's going on. He's blinded by something. He got blinded by something up in the stands. thought it was something may have flew in his eye, but I think something distracted him.
And the pitch misses inside, 2-0. That ball's lifted into center. Back goes Franklin towards the warning track. It's over his head. Bounces off the wall. And how about Reagan Cheney? Knocked on his keister in the last half inning. And he doubles to center field to lead things off here in the 7th.
Well, again, you got a pitcher around trouble. You got a runner at second with nobody out. Let's see what Columbia Academy's going to do. If they play small ball here, I'm sure they will. They got a left-hander up. He could pull the ball and hit behind the runner and get him over to third with one out. Or he could try a bunt. Jake Jackson's going to come out and do some defensive signals.
Fans for CA on their feet. You can hear down to our left around the third base dugout. Caleb Jeans, your hitter, the lefty, as Stanley mentioned. At second is Cheney. The bunt, the squared around, pulls it back. It's low, 1-0. So Loretto's got to make sure that their motion in the infield, they're all on the same page. He squares around, lays the bunt, but it's foul. Back to the backstop, 1-1 the count. No outs, top of the 7th, we're scoreless. And Cheney with a double off the right center field wall. One hopped it to lead things off here in the 7th. We're scoreless. Have been the whole day. It's been quite a game. Tried to bunt that one, couldn't get it around. And it's 1-2 now.
Now Weathers out ahead. He's going to have to swing away right here. Unless they try the sacrifice on the third strike. Let's see what happens.
So 1-2 count. He squares around, pulls it back, but it's strike 3 on the outside edge.
Good pitch right there by Ryan Weathers. Right at the knees, hard to handle for a bunt. And he gets the call strike for out number 1.
A huge first out here in the 7th. And the hitter is Blake Kincaid. He's got a hit today. We got time, and we're going to get a pinch hitter. What are we doing? Or a pinch runner?
Yeah.
It's going to be Landon Prentice, number 3, coming in to pinch run for Reagan Cheney.
Yeah, of course, Cheney can come back in the game as he's a starter.
Yep.
Hey, make sure we get it out.
So Kincaid set to step in the batter's box to face Weathers. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Columbia Academy. No runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Loretto. Mustangs are the home team. So we are in the top of the 7th in a scoreless game for the Class A state championship. Turn around and fake the throw. Back is Prentice. Ryan just making sure that the new kid is paying attention.
Well, I think what that was is to get your out. He wanted to do that to get his defense set up in the outfield.
Here's the pitch. Strike of the knees down the middle, 0-1.
He's hitting his spots down low right now.
Ryan kicks around, spins.
Just trying to keep that runner close at second. They pulled the infield in just a couple of steps to make sure they can, if they a ground ball to the outfield, they can have a play at the plate.
Pitch. Right back to Ryan. He catches it. Doubles him up at second.
That's a big momentum changer right there, JP. Now it's headed over to the Loretto side. They got a three outs to get it 1 run.
What a baseball game here today. Stay with us, folks. Bottom of the 7th, Loretto with a chance to win it in walk-off fashion for their 2nd consecutive state championship crown. We'll have it for you. We return to Murfreesboro on the X Sports Radio Network.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition. Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
As our friend Chris Sockwell would say, Stanley G. Wilson, we have the highest of drama here at the Class A state championship
I've heard
game.
that many a time, and it's apropos right now, that's for sure. Here at the bottom of the 7th, Loretto got the last at bat, being the home team. All they got to do is score 1 run, and they win a state championship for the 2nd year in a row. And they got Walker Brown leading off, JP.
Yeah, Walker Brown, then Jacob James on deck, and then guess who? Ryan Weathers. Facing Alex Huey. The first pitch is a low for a ball, 1-0.
That wind's still blowing out here.
That pitch misses low for a ball, 2-0.
All the coaches told him to work in the count, make him work the count, get the ball up so you could have something to drive.
The 2-0. Misses low, 3-0. And in case you're wondering, neither pitcher in jeopardy of the 120 pitch count, as Ryan has only thrown 78 pitches through 7. And Alex Huey now at 85 with this pitch right here. And it's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Walker Brown, who lead off the bottom of the 7th in a scoreless game in the Class A state championship. And I believe we're going to have a pinch runner. Gary Lamb going to come out. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound with Alex Huey as well, with his head coach.
Well, we all know what's going to happen. Jacob James is going to try to get a bunt down, try to get that runner down to second base. Barring a pass ball or a wild pitch, that would be a gift from CA. They're trying to get that runner down to second base, so when Ryan Weathers comes up, he'll have a man in scoring position. Ryan Weathers, the on deck hitter, he's out there talking to his dad, Coach Weathers. Jacob James over there. Walker Brown getting high fives, and Scott McNatt's going to run for him.
So Scott McNatt out for Walker Brown, as Stanley mentioned.
Got to play smart on those bases. My goodness, this is I'm trying to remember to breathe down here. So the drama is very tense. And Jacob James has a discussion with third base coach David Weathers.
So Jacob James, your hitter. Bottom of the 7th. He squares around, pulls it back, but it is a strike. 0-1 the count. Squares around, pulls it back. We're even at 1 ball and 1 strike now.
You got to assume he's going to be bunting right here with 1 strike.
That pitch is fouled away.
Now let's see what they do. I think they may keep the bunt sign on.
1-2. Runner at first is Sky McNatt, who pinch running for Walker Brown, who started off the inning with a 4-pitch walk. He's squaring around. Fouled it off of his hand. Fouled it off while he was in the batter's box, and that's out number 1. It was so close. So Ryan Weathers at the plate. The Skymanat running at first. One down here in the bottom of the 7th. We're scoreless.
McNatt's got speed, but he's got to play smart with one out.
Ryan put a dent in the left field wall his last time at the plate with a line drive. A little high toss there over to first. Some anxious moments from the CA faithful. And time
was called, I
yep,
believe. Yep,
so no pitch.
Yep.
All right, we're ready now. McNatt gets his lead. Infield playing back except for Prentice, who's playing first. That pitch is in there for a strike.
That wind has died down right now. Flag is not moving in center.
There's a grounder to short, to second for one, to first, in time, and CA gets a double play of their own to get out of the inning. Folks, we've got free baseball for the highest of trophies in Class A baseball for Tennessee. Stay with us. We head to the 8th, still scoreless. Loretto and CA back to the Borough after this.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro as we head to the top half of inning 8. Scoreless, Loretto and Columbia Academy. Ryan Weathers just with 78 pitches thrown, so he's got another 40 he can go with. He has been fairly economical, as has Alex Huey. Huey's up around 90 after that inning, I believe.
Yeah. Ryan can go a couple of more innings, but let's hope he doesn't do that. Let's hope he goes 1, 2, 3 right here and come back and get a run.
Speaking of Huey, he leads things off. To start the 8th inning for the Class A crown. First pitch is a bit low. 1-0 the count. We've gotten our money's worth today, Stanley.
We sure have.
The 1-0. Slat foul to play. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Slap foul towards the Loretto dugout. 1-2 now. Pitch. Slow chopper and foul as Dixon catches it just in foul territory, so it'll be 1-2 once again. Back in there is Huey. Chopper once again to the right side.
And just laid on the cuts. Slapping it down to first base.
That one's fouled away again.
He's hanging in there, but Ryan's battling too. Gonna get one by him.
Top of the 8th inning, scoreless. Loretto and Columbia Academy on the Exports Radio Network. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you. Strike 3!
What a pitch right there, folks. What a pitch. Again, down and away, right at the knees, hard to handle.
So Anthony Kent steps in with one out, the lefty. Here in the top of the 8th, we're scoreless. Loretto and CA, the pitch. Slow chopper right back to Ryan Weathers. He grabs it, hops, tosses to first, out number 2. Spencer Fields, the 9-hole hitter for CA. And Stanley, an out here, 1-2-3. Is huge. And it gives your team a chance to win it, of course, again in the bottom of the 8th. You don't have to face the top of the lineup again.
Check swing for a strike.
And he got it. They appealed down to first.
I don't know why they even had to appeal that one. That was even an old eyes like me could say that was a strike.
There you go, 0-1 from Weathers. The pitch. Swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch, 0-2.
You need to get this man right here. Don't flip the lineup and get back into the top.
That pitch is outside, 1-2.
But took Jake's mid off. Trying to catch that one outside. Get this man right here, get back in the dugout and get your one run and win this thing.
Grounder to third, Tidwell up with it. Across the way, in time, out number 3. 1-2-3 goes CA in the 8th. Still scoreless. Head to the bottom half of the 8th. Loretto coming to the plate. We'll have it for you when we return to the Borough and the Class A State Championship on the Exports Radio Network.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
All right, we're back in Murfreesboro. A classic here for the Class A crown. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you as Loretto and Columbia Academy notched up at 0. Who can break through first? Loretto, another shot here as we head to the bottom half of the 8th. It'll be Kendall Franklin followed by Jake Jackson and Blade Tidwell, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. And Alex Huey back on the bump for CA.
Well, Kendall has hit him hard here today. He's just hit it at somebody. You can hit it hard again when they're nobody's at it. He takes a strike.
So 0-1 the count. And Stanley, I've not seen anybody warm up in either bullpen. I think it's Huey and Weathers' game to win or lose until they run out of pitches, which is the 120 mark. There's a curveball, paints the outside edge. 0-2 now to Franklin.
Well, Kendall's been sitting on that fastball, and that time they threw him a curve.
Kendall with a 2-run homer yesterday against Trinity Christian. The pitch, swing and a miss. Nope, foul ball.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. Nope, a drop third strike. I thought he gave the foul signal, Stanley. Did he not?
No, he just waving his hands.
Okay. All right, so one down here in the 8th. Jake Jackson, your hitter. Maybe who gets to 120 on the pitch count first. Maybe the loser.
Have you got an update on that?
We will in the next half inning. Huey came in with around 90 this inning. First pitch missed. That one popped up over towards you, Stanley. And
he could have made a play on it. He didn't see it.
Yep, Landon Prentice, who came in the last half inning for the injured Cheney, playing first, lost it. He's got his shades on.
Yeah, he
couldn't find it.
It landed in the foul territory in the playing surface, but
we heard you retreating there.
Of course.
One
call for interference.
1-1 the count. Oh, he laid the bunt down, popped it up right to the pitcher. 2 down here in the 8th. Blade Tidwell, your hitter for the Mustangs, in a scoreless bottom of the 8th. With 2 outs and bases empty, first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Jacob Hallmark is on deck.
Yeah, Blade tagged one last time up.
That one's low, 2-0.
Hit a double to right center. Let's see that again.
The 2-0. Outside 3-0, and none of those have been close.
He may be running out of gas.
He may be. Got to be approaching 100 pitches for Alex Huey. 120 is the mark. 4-pitch walk with 2 outs to Blade Tidwell.
All right. Jacob Hallmark is due. If he can stay on top of the ball, don't hit that first pitch if it's low. They got to get this pitcher to move the ball up in the strike zone a little bit. Now they got a timeout. They got to talk about it. A 4-pitch walk gets your head coach concerned.
So there are 2 outs of the inning. Blake Tidwell is at first. A reminder, immediately following the end of this game, we'll have our Elliott Insurance player or play of the game. And program note, don't forget Summertown Softball get their chance at a state championship today. They'll be taking on Sail Creek at 2 o'clock at the Starplex here in Murfreesboro. They defeated them last night 7-1. Sail Creek in extra innings today over Cascade 3-1. So they played this morning at 9, so they're back at it at 2. And Summertown has to be beaten twice. This here is a 1-game winner-take-all as the 2 pool winners, the Class A state bracket, Columbia Academy and Loretto. First pitch to Jacob Hallmark is low for a ball, 1-0.
Well, you got some speed with Blade on the bases. With 2 out, he's going to be running.
Throw over to first. Tidwell's there. Still nobody warming up in the CA bullpen nor the Loretto bullpen. The 1-0, nope, throw over to first. Keep throwing over there, maybe it'll get away.
Yep, get them down to second in scoring position.
You just feel like it's something like that may be the difference.
Exactly.
Here later in this game, the pitch. Strike on the outside edge, even at 1 ball and 1 strike to Jacob Hallmark.
Well, that's okay.
If he
work him a little bit here, JP.
Yep, if he wanted to, third baseman Kincaid is about 15 feet beyond the third base bag. He could lay down the third base line. There's a chopper to the right side, and nice play by the second baseman, Logsden, who spins and throws to first. Prentice digs it out of the dirt. Some great defensive plays in this Class A state championship. We head to the 9th, still scoreless. Loretto and CA, and it's on the X Sports Radio Network.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
We're back in Murfreesboro. A game so good, we don't want it to end. As we head to the 9th inning, J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson on the X Sports Radio Network from Reese Smith Field in Murfreesboro. All right, we've got a pitch count now total. Official from the press box here, Stanley. Ryan Weathers with 90 pitches total. And Alex Huey, 104.
All right. I've moved my position here. We're going to get 1, 2, 3 here and get some runs.
That first pitch from Weathers misses outside for a ball. 1-0 to Petzelt, the leadoff hitter for CA. That one misses outside, 2-0. So 92 pitches now for Ryan. You can go up to 120 and not one pitch more. The 2-0. Strike on the outside edge. 2-1 now. Slapped foul to the right side. Two and two the count. The 2-2. Grounder slowly to third. Tidwell up with it across the way, and he gets by Gunnar Dixon. And that goes into the dugout, or did it? Is it in the dugout, Stanley?
I don't know if it's in that photographer's well or not. I know it went in. Yeah, and they're going to give him second base. He's hurt, though. He shook up at first. So he will be awarded second base.
And he's up. He's limping. Jogging towards second. A reminder, Loretto is the home team.
Well, again, Ryan's going to pitch around some trouble with runner at second, nobody out. Ball's in the dirt. That was a hard one for Gunnar Dixon to handle right there. So that's the third error for Loretto in the ball game. I think that's the most errors they've made in this tournament so far.
Yep, so Logsdon is your hitter. He squares around, bunts it, pops it up. And Ryan Weathers grabs it for out number one, so a break there for Loretto.
That was a gift. Now we
yep.
got the big hitter coming up for him. Will McCall, the shortstop, the Class A finalist.
Ryan got him out the last time, but he has 2 hits.
And they're going to intentionally walk him.
Wow.
I think that's a good move.
Yep. Oh, I did too.
He's hit the ball hard.
I don't think Ryan was happy about it, but nope, not at all.
Now that puts pressure on this batter.
Yep. 1 out, Jeans. Runners at first and second. You're right, Jeans is up.
Excuse me, is that right? No, it's Cheney. This is Cheney back up.
Is he back in there?
Yep.
There's a strike. It is Cheney back in that spot, so he came back in for Prentice. So Prentice came in to run, and he stayed out there for 2 innings at first, so he's back in there to hit. Popped up 0-2 now. Ryan up to 98 pitches in this game, unofficially. He spins around. Everybody's safe. Infield is back for Loretto. Top of the ninth, we're scoreless. Class A state championship. Weathers looks back a second, a third time. Now comes to the plate. Inside, nice dig by Jackson. Throw back to second. Woo. Coaches Stanley hear him say, easy, easy.
Yeah, they didn't want that throw down to second. You only throw it if he's struggling to get back, and you know you can throw him out. If there's any doubt right here late in this game, you put it back in your pocket.
So 1-2 count to Reagan Cheney. Doubled his last time up. That pitch is fouled away. And Ryan now at 100 pitches. He's got 20 left. And I see some action now in the CA bullpen, I believe. Yep.
They got him at 101 down here, so.
101, okay. 1-2. Lifted into center, right center, drifting over is Franklin. He makes the grab, tagging his Petzelt. He's going to make it in. And with 2 outs, a runner at third for CA in a scoreless 9th inning.
Time called now by Gary Lamb. He wants to come out and talk to the umpire about something.
So Gary Lamb out there. The hitter will be Caleb Jeans, a left-handed hitter. And I wonder if he's checking to make sure that the substitution was made correctly with Reagan Cheney back in the game. So Jeans, your hitter, from the left side. Ryan Weathers takes a big, deep breath. Steps on the rubber on the mound. Runner at third, 2 outs, runner at first. First pitch, slap foul out of play, 0-1. In the top of the ninth, scoreless. So Jake Jackson getting some instruction.
Well, if the runner at first goes, we said don't throw down. That's what that was all about.
So Ryan Weathers steps back off the rubber. Gunnar Dixon is holding on. McCall at first. There's a pitch just missed outside. A fastball.
McCall is not getting any kind of lead whatsoever at first. I don't think he's going to go.
1-1. McCall was picked off earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's got a 2-step lead, if that. That ball's lifted to shallow right center field. Franklin coming over and makes the play for outs number 3. We head to the bottom of the ninth, still scoreless. Loretto and CA back for the bottom half of the inning. And we return to the Borough after this on the X-Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro in the Class A state tournament. JP Plant up in the booth, Stanley G. Wilson down in the dugout as we head Stanley to the bottom of the ninth. Scoreless between CA and Loretto. Up for the Mustangs, it'll be Jason Sharpton, Evan Morgan, and Walker Brown, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Jacob James, and then if they can get on more, it will be Ryan Weathers. First pitch fouled away. Alex Huey, the pitch count is on now for him. That is 105, I believe, Stanley.
All right.
And if you'll get a number on Ryan according to their numbers in a moment, the 0-1. There's a strike. 0-2 now to Jason Sharpton. Still scoreless. That one's high. 1-2. The pitch. Fouled away. One and two the count. Strike three looking. One down here in the bottom of the ninth at Evan Morgan, your hitter.
I think that's 109.
I believe so. So 11 more pitches left for Alex Huey. Swing and a miss. And now a strategy, Stanley. And I'm sure that's probably why Sharpton didn't swing a whole lot, is you want to push the pitch count and get him out. That one's high.
What's the pitch count?
That's 111 now.
111.
Here's 112, the 1-1. Outside, 113.
113. He's got 7 more. What's Ryan at? About 90 something?
Foul to the net. And the count now 2-2 to Evan Morgan. On deck is Walker Brown. Hit to second. On to first. For out number 2. So Walker Brown at the plate for Loretto with 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. On deck, Jacob James. And 114, I believe, is the count I've got, Stanley, for Alex Huey.
That may be right.
First pitch to Walker. High and outside, 1-0. Walker drew a 4-pitch walk his last time at the plate. Working quickly is Huey. Slow chopper to left side. Up with it is Kincaid. Guns it over there for out number 3. On to the 10th. Ryan Weathers will come back out, try to shut him down one more time. You're listening to the X-Sports Radio Network. Scoreless Class A State Championship. Back to the Borough after this. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro. And Loretto the first to make the pitching change. It will be Jacob Hallmark to the mound as Ryan Weathers was hovering around 105 or so pitches.
Well, I think the strategy here is, I mean, you don't want to, if you get to 120 in the middle of a count, that's tough on a pitcher to come in there with the middle of a count. So I think they wanted to start the inning, and that's the thinking behind this. And Jacob, he pitched a good game the other night. On Tuesday night, came in for 3 innings. I think he struck out 3, walked none. Gave up 1 run, but that was in the very last inning. I can't remember exactly how they scored that run, but by that time it was insignificant. He was just throwing strikes to get out of the game at 13-0.
All right, so we head to the 10th. And up for Columbia Academy. I believe Alex Huey. He's on deck. First will be Blade Kincaid, then Alex Huey, and then Anthony Kentz, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters facing Jacob Hallmark. And Weathers moves to center as Franklin comes in to play short. Gunnar Dixon stays at first. So Blake Kincaid at the plate for CA.
Here we are in the 10th inning, no score, JP. What a game.
Tell you what. First pitch from Jacob Hallmark. Strike on the inside edge, 1-0. So Hallmark, a right-hander.
Well, he was bailing out, the batter was.
Yes, he was. So maybe the difference there will take a while for CA to adjust. He reached for that one, fouled it away, 0-2. So Hallmark, a good start for him, 0-2 on the first batter he's faced.
Well, he's got to have confidence in his defense behind him, and he does.
Curveball, jammed him. A dribbler to the mound, and Hallmark with it calmly over to Dixon for out number 1 here in the 10th of a scoreless Class A state championship game. Alex Huey, the pitcher for CA at the plate with 1 out and nobody on here in the 10th. First pitch outside, gets to the backstop, 1-0 the count. On deck is Anthony Kentz, the DH for CA. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Huey couldn't catch up to that one. And we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The scoreboard here at Reese Smith Junior Field only has 10 innings available. And they'll have to go back to 1 for number 11 if we get to that. There's a slow chopper. Sharpton on the run in time to Dixon for out number 2.
Scared me to death right there, one-handing that ball. Came up a little snow cone, but he was able to handle it and get the out.
So 2 down, and the lefty, Anthony Kent, steps into the batter's box with nobody on base here in the top half of the 10th. Jammed him, fouled it away over towards the first base coaching box. 0-1 the count. Hallmark looks awfully calm out there, Stanley.
He is. He's a senior. He's pitched in many Babe Ruth games, many high school games. He's used to the pressure.
The ball's popped up the left side, going to get over towards the bullpen, out of play. 0-2. And the question is, will we see Huey come back? I'd be surprised. I think he's only 4 or 5 pitches away from hitting his mark, and we saw a little bit of activity in the bullpen in the last inning. Pitch. Whoa, curveball just missed. And it's a 1-2 counts. Hallmark is ready. The pitch. Slap foul down the third base line. 1-2 again.
Well, they're late on their swing. He's had a couple of them go that way. 1-2 count. Let's see if he throws one inside on him. Doesn't have to be a strike. Just throw one inside on him and tie him up.
The 1-2. Line drive in left center field. That's going to be extra base for Kentz. In at second with a stand-up double as it goes all the way to the wall. And CA with a go-ahead runner in scoring position. And Spencer Fields the hitter. He's the 9-hole hitter.
This is the guy you want to get right here, JP. You don't want to flip that lineup. You got 2 out. You get this man out. Then if you have to, you'll face the top of the lineup coming up on the next inning. But let's get this out and get back in the dugout and get those bats going. You got the 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming up for Loretto.
Yep, Jacob James going to get things started off. Then Ryan Weathers and Kendall Franklin due up in the bottom of the 10th. Right now, the first pitch to Spencer Fields. Slap foul, 0-1 is the count.
JJ! Ronald!
David Weathers in the dugout calling on some.
You gotta throw him out at the plate.
Bringing the outfield in.
Yeah, they want to make a play at the plate, even they heard that.
There are 2 outs. Hallmark, the 0-1. Outside, gets past Jake Jackson. And now the runner just 90 feet away, the go-ahead run for CA and Anthony Kentz. He is not the most fleet-footed of Bulldogs, but there's a ton of foul territory, and a pass ball just like that one will most definitely score the first run of the game.
Well, he didn't throw that ball that time. He's trying to place it. You just got to rear back and follow through right here.
From the windup now is Hallmark, the 1-1. Grounder, right side of the infield. Sharpton up with it. On to first. In time. And we head to the bottom half of the 10th. Still scoreless. Jacob James, Ryan Weathers, Kendall Franklin. First 3 up for the Mustangs with another opportunity to claim their second straight state title. We'll have it for you. We return to the Borough after this on the X Sports Radio Network.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro. We continue on the bottom half of inning number 10. And a new pitcher now for Columbia Academy. It is number 2, Andrew Loxton.
Yeah, Loxton came in relief from that no-hitter in that first game of Columbia Academy. He got that final out. So
Lockton was the second baseman. Fields moves over from left to play second. And Alex Huey moves to left. So that's the defensive changes for CA. And Stanley, you know, we talked about which pitcher would get to 120 first. It was Loretto that made the change first and got a fresh Hallmark in and got out of that inning. And Logsdon comes in, but part of the lineup coming up for Loretto starts with Jacob James in the top with Weathers and Franklin.
He just needs to find a way to get on base right here.
First pitch misses for a ball, 1-0.
Yep. New pitcher, make him work a little bit, make him try to find that strike zone.
Here's the pitch. There's a strike. One ball, one strike.
Now he's ready.
Logsdon not wasting much time. Curveball, a bit high. 2-1. JJ with a nice job of squatting just a little bit to shrink in the zone. 2-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 10th, scoreless. Swing and a miss. And a big cut there by JJ.
Yeah, that's a hard swing.
And the count now even at 2-2. Slap foul in play.
Got a piece of it.
We've seen Jacob try to lay the bunt down from time to time.
Yeah, he said he's going to make up for that last time. He couldn't get that button down with the runner on, trying to get him around to second.
Kincaid is deep at third. So there are 2 strikes. The 2-2 inside. Oh, strike 3. Very similar pitch Franklin did not get, or correction, Hallmark. But out number 1, and the bases are empty for Ryan Weathers, and we may see. You don't put the game-winning run on.
No, you don't do that. I think you still pitch to him.
Make him earn it.
Yeah.
So he steps in there with 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the 10th. Right-handed hitter Logsdon, the first pitch. Strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Ryan looked down at David. David just opened up his hand and said, "It's all you, buddy."
Yep.
The 0-1. No signs needed. Chopper. Foul, and it's 1-2 now, or 0-2 rather.
Well, he threw a curveball off-speed pitch, got out ahead of it. That's why he pulled it over to third base dugout. Let's see if he's sitting on a fastball right here. It's 0-2. He's not going to throw it in the strike zone. He'd be crazy if he did.
The 0-2. Hot grounder, foul. He straightened it out just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a shot down the third base line. He'd be standing on second base at least.
Tense moments here at Reese Smith Field in Murfreesboro. Scoreless, bottom of the 10th. Outside, 1-2.
That was that waste pitch right there, trying to make him chase it, but Ryan's got better control of the strike zone than that.
We played 10 innings and only 10 hits for either team. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Wow. Logsdon gets Ryan Weathers, and there are 2 down in the 10th.
Yeah, I threw it up in his eyes a little bit, and he chased it. That was a ball. Could just let it go. But you're anxious up here. You're trying to do something, trying to make something happen. A 0-0 game.
So Kendall Franklin, your hitter, here in the bottom of the 10th with bases empty and 2 outs. First pitch. Grounder just fouled down the third base line.
Kendall's due. He's hit the ball hard.
A lot of Mustangs have today. They just can't string those back-to-back hits when they need them. Andrew Logsdon from the windup. The 0-1 curveball. And that's a little high.
Umpire turned his head, but he didn't call it, so ball 1. Columbia Academy faithful wanted that call.
Boy, did they ever. 1 ball, 1 strike. Logsdon takes a moment, now gets back on the rubber. The pitch to Kendall Franklin. Curveball again. That one's low. 2-1.
He's got to come to him right here. 2-1. He's gotten behind.
On deck is Jake Jackson. The pitch. Grounder. Third. Gobbled up by Kincaid. Long throw in time by a half step. 1-2-3. Logsdon gets the Mustangs in the 10th. We continue on. Inning 11 on the way from Murfreesboro, the Class A State Championship on the X Sports Radio Network.
ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Hope everybody had their bowl of Wheaties for breakfast this morning. Need a little extra stamina for this game today. 11th inning we go. Scoreless, Loretto and Columbia Academy. A classic for the Class A state championship. Jacob Hallmark back on the bump for the Mustangs for his second inning of work. Ryan Weathers went 9 full innings, giving up no runs, 5 hits, and giving up 1 error. Alex Huey went 9 innings as well and gave up 4 hits. So only 10 hits total between both teams. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you as we start the top of the 11th. Top of the order for the Bulldogs. Petzelt in there. First pitch, slow curve, misses high. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. There's a strike on the outside edge. 1-1. And Stanley, what's the mood in the dugout there for Loretto?
Well, a little frustrated with the hitting right now, but they know they just got to get back out there.
There's a line drive, snagged out of there. Jason Sharpton tracking towards second base. Makes the grab for out number 1 here in the 11th inning.
Jacob Hallmark came off that last inning. He complained about a headache a little bit, so he got some little Gatorade in him, some water. I think he's okay, though.
Well, the cloud cover has helped a little bit, I think, with the heat, Stanley.
It's still warm.
I say that from up here in the press box, but hitter is Andrew Logston, who came in and struck out Ryan Weathers and got Loretto 1-2-3 in the 10th. First pitch to him misses high for a ball, 1-0.
Go, Holly.
1-0. Strike at the knees, inside edge. 1-1 now. The 1-1. Curveball, grounder to short. Franklin bobbles it. Couldn't get it cleanly out of his glove. And the 4th error of the game for Loretto puts the go-ahead runner on at first for Columbia Academy.
Yeah, you got McCall coming up. Dangerous hitter. First time he's faced Hallmark, I believe. Isn't that right, JP?
Yes. Well, Logston got Weathers to strike out, so maybe Hallmark can return the favor. There's 1 down here in the top of the 11th, still scoreless, Loretto and CA. First pitch. Strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Average lead by Logston at first. Pitch. Got him swinging, fouled it away. 0-2 on McCall. Our friends next door, Stanley, Mike Keith, and Chip Walters on the TSSAA network working overtime today.
I wonder if they get paid for that.
I don't know. The 0-2 outside. Probably about as much as you do, maybe. The 1-2.
No, they got an agent.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I'm going to fire mine.
Yes. I got to find one. 1-2 the count to William McCall. Mr. Baseball finalist. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And Hallmark with a Hollywood pitch gets Mr. Baseball finalist McCall swinging for out number 2. As Billy Joel says, Stanley, say goodbye to Hollywood.
A good one. He returned the favor.
Yes, he did. 2 down now, and that'll bring up Reagan Cheney back to the plate. He doubled earlier in the game. Swing and a miss, outside pitch.
Good breaking ball right there. Took a little bit off of it. He was way out in front of it, couldn't reach it.
Jake Jackson, Blake Tidwell, Jacob Hallmark, the 3-4-5 hitters due up in the bottom of the 11th for the Mustangs. Pitch outside. We're even at 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 11th. Runner at first is Andrew Logsdon. Reached on an error, the 4th of the game for Loretto. Columbia Academy just with 1 error. The 1-1. Outside, 2-1.
Let's go, kid.
Hollywood going to take a little walk behind the mound, regain his composure a little bit. That was a big strikeout. Need another one right here.
The 2-1. Just missed outside, 3-1. On deck for Columbia Academy, Caleb Jeans.
Wind shifted a little bit, JP's blowing in from center now.
The 3-1. Line drive left field. Morgan has the ball. Evan Morgan, 5 steps to his left. Let the line drive out in no man's land in left field, and Hollywood Hallmark gets out of the inning. We head to the bottom half of the 11th. Jackson, Tidwell, Hallmark due up. Class A state championship on the line. We'll be back to the Borough after this. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro. We head to the bottom of the 11th. That is correct. 11 innings. They only play 7 in high school baseball, so we are better than 1.5 full games already. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson from Reese Smith Junior Field on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. Andrew Logsdon on the mound for his 2nd inning of work for CA, and he'll face Jake Jackson, followed by Blake Tidwell and Jacob Hallmark. 1 run is all it will take to win the 2nd straight championship. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. And a little more spark in the mood in the locker room, the dugout I can hear there, Stanley, as that pitch misses low, 2-0.
They're a little more pep down here. That's a big inning right there.
Logsdon takes a little extra time now, gets back on the rubber. Jackson back in, slightly open stance, the 2-0. Line drive, right center field, and gets down for a base hit. Jake Jackson leads off the bottom of the 11th with a single. And will we get a pinch runner? Or a courtesy runner. Courtesy, yeah. He's still catching. Doesn't look like he wants to get out, though. I think he's staying. The senior He's going to stay out there. Yeah, you're going to have to drag him off the field, Stanley, I'm sure.
Sky's not available. He's already they've burned him up, so he can't come back out.
And the pitch to Blade Tidwell fouled off of the catcher. Maxwell Ballard, and coach going to come out and check on him. I think he says he's okay, but take a little extra time. And you know, the crowd is, of course, quietly grown here as the convergence of the Class A state championship and the Class 2A state championship. They've been waiting around, so you've got basically fans of 4 teams enjoying a thriller here.
Well, I know they're ready to get the other game going, but my goodness, sit back and enjoy a classic.
Absolutely. Loretto fans getting on their feet now. Blade Tidwell squares around, lays the bunt down to left field. Oh, it's just foul. Just foul. And now faces an 0-2 count.
It's the little things in baseball that make a difference. Getting those butts down, we've not been able to do that today. That is what's been frustrating for the coaching staff so far.
Oh, 0-2 the count now to Blade Tidwell. Jake Jackson, your runner at first, no outs, bottom of the 11th. Scoreless, CA and Loretto. He's swinging, popped it up back towards us.
Got a good cut at it.
Yep, right off the window of our partners, our neighbors, Chip Walters, Mike Keith for the TSSAA network.
And I got them both out of their seats.
Yeah, and their windows are open. That hit literally right between them. Oh, 0-2 still to count to Blade Tidwell. The pitch. Outside. 1-2 now the count. Loretto fans on their feet now. Get behind their Mustangs. The 1-2. Curveball is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's watching it over.
A reminder coming up at 2 o'clock, the law firm of Franks, and Brazier will have Summertown softball from Starplex as they look to capture a state championship against Sale Creek. The pitch fouled away, just got a piece, did Blade.
Oh boy.
A razor's edge, the difference there, Stanley, for Blade Tidwell.
It was.
And now Logsdon wants to get a new baseball. Jake Jackson led off the inning with a single to right center. And Tidwell has battled here against Logsdon. 2-2 the count, no outs. Bottom of the 11th, we're still scoreless. 1 run wins the game for Loretto. The pitch. Strike 3, curveball. The hook came across the top, and Logsdon spun that one in for out number 1.
Well, that showed a lot of confidence in your pitch right there.
So Hollywood Hallmark, your hitter.
Let's go 1-4.
Jacobs due.
First pitch to Hallmark with 1 out. Strike on the outside edge, 0-1.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. Again, low and away.
Runner at first, still Jake Jackson, led off the inning with a single. There's 1 down after the strikeout to Blade Tidwell. Loretto now with 5 hits. CA with 6. No runs. Line drive, right field. Rounding second is Jackson. The throw comes in, and they're at the corners with 1 out in the bottom of the 11th.
Winning run at third, cut JP, pass ball, wild pitch. As we mentioned several times in this broadcast, there's a lot of room behind home plate. And as you said, JP, it may be one of those kind of plays. Sharpton's had a tough day at the plate. But he's got a different pitcher to look at this time. He's looking down at the signs. You think the squeeze play would be on with Jake Jackson at third?
That's an awful gutsy call.
Can he put a courtesy runner in?
I don't see why you couldn't put a courtesy runner now or a pinch runner.
And the CA coach was asking if he could make I don't know what, he was asking for a meeting. I think he just wants to get all his players together. Now Coach Weathers is going to get all his players together, and they're going to talk about strategy right here.
All right, so it's like a timeout in basketball. And Gary Lamb and David Weathers talking to the runners and the hitter. The entire infield on the mound for CA.
Jacob Hallmark, he's just battling some dehydration right now. He came in and asked for some water in there. You should have seen everybody, about 12 guys want to try to get his water over here.
So the hitter will be Jason Sharpton. Jake Jackson is at third. Jacob Hallmark at first. There's one out. Bottom of the 11th. No runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Columbia Academy. No runs, 6 hits, 4 errors for Loretto. Infield is in on the grass for CA. A pass ball or wild pitch, game over. A sacrifice fly, game over. Jason Sharpton with a chance of a lifetime right here. First pitch from Logsdon from the stretch. Fly ball, out of play.
The runner was going. Coach Weathers didn't want him to swing. You want to get that runner down to second. But that's insignificant. That runner at first is, he just wants to get out of the force play is all that is.
Stanley, a reminder to self, the state tournament not a good week to run out of your blood pressure medicine. 0-1 the count to Jace Sharpton. Runners at the corners, infield in. Curveball is high, and Hallmark trots down to second. So that takes the double play. Not that they would have it because they're in, but
well, a ground ball double play is out.
Yes. So runners at second and third. The only one that matters is Jake Jackson, who is at third base, and a 1-1 count to Jason Sharpton. First base is open. Evan Morgan on deck. The pitch. He squares around. It's a squeeze. Jackson going back.
Get back.
Oh, he could have gotten back. They're in a rundown now. Jackson got back safe. One of them are going to be out. And they're both out. One of them stepped off, took his foot off the bag, and CA, the catcher, tagged him. On to the 12th. Still scoreless, Loretto and CA on the X-Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro. And some base running faux pas Ended Loretto's chance in the 11th. We head to the 12th. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you from Reese Smith Jr. Field, the campus of MTSU. And Stanley, how do you sum up what just happened? Stanley maybe trying to figure out and get some input there.
I was just trying to.
You trying to figure it out yourself?
No, Jake he knows he made a mistake. It was a mental error. He could have got back to the bag. The shortstop was not covering the bag, and he could have got back. He's mad at himself, but now he's got to get behind the plate and play smart.
So we head to the 12th, and the suicide squeeze was on. The bunt was missed, and they got Jackson in a rundown. As you mentioned, he had a chance to get back because the shortstop did not go over to cover. So Jackson got in a rundown, and that led Hallmark to make his way to third. He and Jackson converged on the bag because both were on the bag. One of them was out, and then somehow Hallmark lifted up his foot, and the catcher tagged him at that right spot, and outs 2 and 3 to end the inning. So here we are in the 12th. Caleb Jeans, your hitter, followed by Kincaid and Huey. First pitch from Hallmark. Misses outside for a ball, 1-0. In the game that just will not quit. Grounder right back to Hallmark. Takes 4 steps, underhands it to Gunnar Dixon for out 1. And Stanley, that is a huge out after what just happened to get that first hitter here in the 12th.
Yeah, going to slow down that momentum. You know, momentum in baseball is not like basketball or football. It's kind of subtle. So when they got that double play, that gave them the momentum, and now we're coming back over to the Loretto side a little bit.
Yeah, it's only as good as your next pitch, really. There's a strike on the outside edge, 0-1 to the hitter Blake Kincaid, the third baseman for the Bulldogs of CA, the 0-1. Curveball lifted into left. Morgan on his horse. He's not going to get there. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Kincaid stops at second, and a one-out stand-up double for Blake Kincaid. And Alex Huey is your hitter for CA. One down here in the top of the 12th. I believe the AA championship game is scheduled to start at 2. They're obviously going to be pushed back. AAA scheduled to begin at 5. That will have a delayed start as well. From the stretch, first pitch, strike on the outside edge to Alex Huey. 0-1 the count. The 0-1. Fly ball, right center field. Weathers on his horse, can't make the play. Rounding third is Kincaid. The throw will not get there, and the scoreless drought is over. With one out here in the 12th, CA gets on the board. They lead it 1-0. Ryan Weathers was inches away from making a diving play in center field. Just couldn't come up with it. And a double by Alex Huey.
Just out of his reach. 2 hard hit balls. We're sticking with Hallmark right now. They got Kendall Franklin. I believe he's available, because he didn't pitch 25 innings yesterday. 25 pitches rather.
And they're going to put the DH, Anthony Kent's, on base to pitch to Spencer Fields. That'll put a force play at first, second, and third.
And trying to get the double play somewhere.
Top of the 12th, Columbia Academy breaks through first. Loretto the home team, so they'll have their opportunity.
This game has tied a record for the most innings played at 12. That was set last year by Stewart's Creek in Houston.
First pitch to Spencer Fields. I guess, high for a ball 1-0. Due up for Loretto in the bottom half of inning 12. It is Walker Brown, Jacob James, then the top of the order, and Ryan Weathers. So redemption will be available. The 1-0. Just missed, 2-0. Woo. Two awfully good pitches. Just out of the zone. (2-0). That one's outside, 3-0. Not even close.
Yeah, he's laboring out there right now. I don't know how far they can go with him.
Takes the hat off. Now gets back on the mound from the stretch. The 3-0. Taken all the way was Fields, and it's a strike, 3-1. On deck, top of the order, in Matthew Petzelt. The 3-1. Fly ball, right field, in foul territory, long run, and James unable to get to it. It bounces over towards the bullpen. But that makes the count 3-2, so Hallmark has worked it back full, and strikeout would be huge.
It would be big. You don't want to put him on with a walk. You want to make him swing at something, put the ball in play, let your defense do its work, or throw one right by him.
The 3-2. Outside, ball 4. And they're loaded. And let's see if we get a change here.
They're talking about it.
Top of the order is here. Looks like they're going to stick with Hallmark.
Well, I think they wanted him to be announced, and now they're going to go out.
Okay, there we go.
I think it's going to be Kendall Franklin. Let's check and see.
So Gary Lamb comes out, calls time. CA's feeling pretty good right now with a 1-run lead here in the top of the 12th. Gary Lamb out to talk to him. You mentioned Franklin is available.
He's looking at Sharpton too. Let's see.
Yeah, I think he's available too. You're right. One run, 8 hits, 1 error for CA. No runs, 6 hits, 4 errors for Loretto.
They're going to go with Sharpton, JP.
All right, so new pitcher for the Mustangs, Jason Sharpton. And that will put probably Franklin at second. And put Hallmark back to short, I would imagine. We'll keep it right here during this pitching change. A reminder coming up in just a few short minutes, actually. Summertown softball in the state championship game, Class A at Starplex against Sale Creek. The game should also be available right here on Exports TV YouTube. Law firm of Franks and Brazier will have the call for that one from up the road. Top of the 12th here. Bases are going to be loaded for Columbia Academy. Back-to-back doubles for Kincaid and Huey, plating the first run of the game. And that's where we sit right now in the top of the 12th, 1-0. As I mentioned, due up for the Mustangs, Walker Brown, Jacob James, Ryan Weathers, and Stanley. While CA has more hits than Loretto, it feels like Loretto's had more scoring chances than CA.
Yeah, I'm interested in how many runners have been left on base. And you can't, I mean, they had the bases loaded with a double, they turned into a double play. And then some base running errors have cost them. The 4 errors on the scoreboard has not hurt them. They've pitched around them and got out of that. But this is a tough spot for Sharpton right here to come in with the bases loaded. Only 1 out. you got to keep them right where they are, because Loretto, although they have not scored all game, they still you'd rather be down by 1 than anything else right here.
Yep.
So maybe they can induce a ground ball, throw it to the plate, and get Jake Jackson to use that arm of his to get it down to first base.
All right, infield will be in. There's 1 out.
Yep, Franklin's moved to second. And Hallmark's going back to shortstop.
So Spencer Fields is your hitter. Pitch lifted into a shallow right field. Jacob James coming in, tagging at third and not running.
Yeah, that ball wasn't hit far enough. Jacob made a good play on it where his momentum was carried in toward the infield. If he had to throw it to home, he would have something behind the throw.
And correction, that was Matthew Petzelt. Popped up to right. There are 2 outs now. At third is Alex Huey. Kincaid is at, Kentz is at second. And Spencer Fields is at first. The hitter now, Andrew Logsdon, and Willie McCall's on deck. So if you don't get this one, you're down 2-0 at best. Curveball misses high. 1-0. Bases full. Sharpton, that pitch is inside. 2-0. And now Walker Brown come out to talk to his pitcher. The umpire coming over to talk to Gary Lamb. Not sure what about.
Hey, ask him up there at the press box, 2 out. Tell him there's 2 out.
Okay, there are 2 outs. Yep.
And they just didn't update the scoreboard yet.
Well, they're next door.
There they go.
Two 2-0 the count. Bases loaded for CA. 1-0 they lead in the top of the 12th. The 2-0 misses low. It's 3-0. Taking all the way, I'm sure, will be Logsdon. Willie McCall on deck. He is. Strike inside edge, 3-1.
Oh, that same pitch right there.
Jason Sharpton on the mound for Loretto. The 3-1. Strike 2, outside edge.
Good pitch.
Same thing, let's go.
And Sharpton battling back here with 2 outs.
You may have heard. So that same pitch right there. Down and away.
Grounder foul. We'll do it again.
Yeah, the merry-go-round will be starting with the runners with bases loaded. 2 out, 3-2 count. All Loretto's got to do is field it and touch the nearest bag, and they're out of this inning with 1 run.
Payoff pitch once again. Grounder towards second. Out at second. A toss from Franklin to Hallmark by a half step. Oh, boy.
I don't know where they're getting these flips. They just need to take the ball and run to the bag.
All right, so they get out of the jam. A run comes across to break the scoreless tie. Mustangs got to have at least 1. We head to the bottom of the 12th. 1-0 CA over Loretto. It's a Class A state championship, and it's on the X Sports Radio Network.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition. Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
a nail biter in the burrow. We head to the bottom of the 12th. Loretto trails Columbia Academy 1-0. So correction, I told you earlier it was Walker leading off. Jason Sharpton. That's right, he was at the plate.
Yeah, he
when
was.
The squeeze play happened. So followed by Evan Morgan and Walker Brown. First pitch from Logsdon outside for a ball, 1-0.
Logsdon looks fresh out there.
The pitch. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jason Sharpton. Evan Morgan on deck. The 1-1. Slap, shallow left.
Get down.
It's down for a base hit. Jason Sharpton with a bloop single to left to get things started here in the 12th. And the tying run is on base, with the winning run now at the plate for Loretto. And Evan Morgan. Walker Brown is on deck. No outs here in the bottom of the 12th. CA up 1-0.
Go 1-3.
Mustangs looking to defend their state title from a year ago.
Go 1-3.
He squares around, pulls it back. It's outside, 1-0.
Good eye right there.
And what a time to execute one of these sacrifices. They haven't been able to do so all day.
That's exactly right. That's where they've lacked here today.
And this will be a great time to get that first one down.
Go Evan.
The 1-0, he squares around. Puts it down, it's fair. Huey, or rather Logsdon, on to first, where Cheney was for out number 1, and the sacrifice worked for Evan Morgan. The tying run now at second base for Walker Brown.
Walker, one of the more aggressive batters on this Loretto team. Let's see what he does against him on the first pitch.
Let's go, Walker.
So the runner at second
Let's go, 6.
is Sharpton. Represents the tying run for the Mustangs. They trail 1-0 with a 1 out here in the bottom of the 12th. Walker Brown, the hitter. First pitch, swing fouled away right there in the batter's box.
Yeah, good cut though.
Let's go, Walker.
He swung over the top of it.
Go 6. Let's go, Walker. Go, Walker.
The pitch. Chopper to third. Kincaid looks back the runner on to first for out number 2. Now it's up to Jacob James. CA 1 out away
Let's go, JJ.
from getting their first state championship since 1994. On deck is Ryan Weathers, or will be Ryan Weathers.
JJ's due.
Go, JJ. Go, 2-4. Come on, JJ.
Sharpton at second. First pitch to James. Slap foul out of play, 0-1. And the outfield playing awfully shallow, Stanley. I know he's the 9th hitter in the lineup, but he's got a little bit of power.
Well, anything in the outfield, that's going to be a long throw to home. Coach Weather recognizes that at third base, so Sharpton at second. He's not the fastest player, but if he can get a jump with 2 out, and he can get something in the outfield, he got a chance to score the tying run right here.
Let's go, JJ.
The 0-1. Chopper to the right side of the infield. Could be trouble. Nobody's covering first. James is safe.
And guess who's coming to bat, JP? A mental error by CA. has 2 runners on at the corner. The important one right now is at third, but more importantly is at first base, the winning run.
And they may put him on, Stanley. There are 2 outs. The only run that, well, actually no, they wouldn't do that because that would put the winning run at second. The winning run is at first right now.
Well, Ryan struck out his last time up. He wants to redeem himself right here.
Absolutely.
He struck out against the same pitcher.
So Ryan Weathers at the plate, 2 outs. Mustangs trail 1-0, runners at the corners. Bottom of the 12th, the Class A state championship game. Logsdon from the stretch. Curveball, hot grounder. Kincaid to first, in time, and Columbia Academy dethrones the Mustangs and are your Class A state champions for 2018.
Well, it's very disheartening for this Loretto bunch on this side after winning it all last year, coming up short this year. 1-0, but they had every opportunity in this ballgame and just could not capitalize, JP.
I'll give CA credit. They battled all day long, and obviously this one will sting. But over time, they'll look back at a game that is a classic. And congratulations to the Bulldogs of Columbia Academy, your Class A state champions. We'll take a timeout. Be back to wrap things up on a memorable state championship contest. Columbia Academy wins it 1-0 over Loretto. Back on the X Sports Radio Network after this.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition, Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro. Let's head down to the field as CA, your Class A state champs, Gary Lamb with Stanley G. Wilson.
Coach, a classic game, but just come up short. Talk about your team.
Well, you know, we just made some minimal mistakes again today. Cost us yesterday in the game, cost us again today, and you know, we just kind of handed it to them. I thought they were good, and then we knew they were good. They wanted a little bit worse than we did, and again, we just had the minimal mistakes. Had a great season right there. There's nobody else I would have wanted up there last at bat except for Ryan. Just one of those tough things right there. Thought we still battled.
Well, congratulations and good luck down the road. Okay?
Appreciate it. Thank y'all for covering.
All right, Gary Lamb, head coach of the Loretto Mustangs. Tough loss here, 1-0 in a classic game, JP. I think you could just say that both teams played their heart out.
Yeah, it's, as I mentioned, it's going to sting for a while. There's no question. But over time, they'll look back and they'll be glad that they were a part of one of the more memorable state championship games, I'm sure, in recent TSSAA history. CA wins it 1-0. They've got the trophy ceremonies. We're going to wrap things up here so we can head over to Summertown's state championship efforts in softball, taking on Sail Creek and probably already underway. So let's get to our Elliott Insurance play or players of the game brought to you by Elliott Insurance, good people to do business with. And Stanley, some thoughts on maybe players or a play that turned the tide in this game?
Well, there were so many mistakes that Loretto made in this game. I don't think there's a play that we could say. Ryan Weathers and Huey both pitched a pitching duel. Went 9 innings. Both players went 9 innings with shutout balls. Jacob Hallmark came in not feeling his best. He had a headache. He was getting dehydrated. He pitched good in relief. Got the big hit to get the runners around, but just couldn't execute. So I'm gonna leave this one up to you.
Well, I tell you what. Let's give it to the seniors for Loretto.
There you go. There you go.
Jacob Hallmark, Kendall Franklin, Jake Jackson, and Ryan Weathers, and without question, the most successful group to ever come through Loretto on the baseball diamond, and you could argue basketball as well. Well, I don't think you can argue. I think there's no question that it is quite remarkable what this group of seniors has been able to accomplish. So as they get their picture now with the runner-up trophy, more hardware to take back to Loretto, but fall just short here today against Columbia Academy. So congratulations to the Mustangs and those 4 seniors on a remarkable run over the last 4 years. All right, Stanley, some final thoughts as this is our last baseball broadcast of the 2018 season. We've got a softball broadcast going on. We're going to go join them here in a minute, but from the baseball perspective and the final time with Loretto this season, your final thoughts?
Well, from a personal point, I've been covering the Babe Ruth since these seniors were 13 years old. It's been a joy to watch them. They're talented kids, and they're going to do good things in life. We all know that the MLB draft is coming up on the June 4th, and we know if Ryan Weathers, he'll be drafted, but the question is he going to sign or is he going to go on and take a scholarship at Vanderbilt? Jacob Hallmark, these guys, they have played their hearts out, and I just want to say thank you for entertaining us and thank you for giving all your best. You left everything on the field, and it's been a pleasure to be broadcasting all their games.
There's no question. We talk about the players and looking back over time about their experience today. You're right. We have been fortunate in the last 4 years of Exports Radio, Stanley, to see some of the best youth sports in Lawrence County in this run that maybe at least certainly in recent memory, but it's been just outstanding, and it has been an honor and a privilege to cover. We appreciate Loretto High School, their principal, Dr. Jennifer Littleton, their athletic director, Brian True, and, of course, all the great coaches and staff that allow us to be a part of their athletic program throughout the year and throughout the previous years. Looking forward to doing more with them as well. Summertown softball underway from Starplex. We're heading over there. You can watch that game, Exports Radio YouTube. Catch the graphics there and hear the law firm of Franks, and Brazier on the call. For the final time this baseball season, we say so long as Loretto falls today in the Class A state championship 1-0 to Columbia Academy. Executive producer of the Exports Radio Network is yours truly, J.P. Plant. It has been an honor, as always, to serve the student-athletes of Lawrence County. A reminder, stay tuned. You can flip over now, find the game of Summertown and Sail Creek as the Lady Eagles look for their first state championship in softball. We're heading over there to join them. Hopefully a celebration will ensue. For the final time this baseball season, we bid you farewell from Reese Smith Jr. Field in Murfreesboro. For Jerome Gaines, our coach, up in the booth, for Stanley G. Wilson, for Cam Mashburn, for Brad Nielsen, for Nick Moore, and all of our entire Exports Radio crew, we appreciate you tuning in all season long. Let's go root on the Lady Eagles for a state championship. So long from the campus of Middle Tennessee State University.